the Snapdragon. The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
We're back for our next challenge season of Call of Duty Mobile, and this time it's for NA. Our top 8 teams in the region will continue to battle to see who is the best of the best, who will make their way through to challenge finals, and of course, who will make their way through to champs. It's going to be insane. Let's see who starts off the season strong because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where today is day 1 of our challenge season here in NA. It's going to be a very exciting day and I can't wait to get into all of the action. My name is Glitter Explosion and I'll be your host for the entire challenge season, but of course I can't do it alone. We've got to get our boys in here as well. We've got Proper and Gilmania ready to talk us through all of the action that NA has in store. Proper, after EU, we're now in NA. Are you excited?
Always excited to see North America play some Call of Duty Mobile. Look, this is where I started my entire journey watching this beautiful game, and the last time all 3 of us were together, well, we watched the crumbling of North America at DreamHack Atlanta for last year's World Championship. So looking forward to seeing, through all this roster mania, what do these super rosters have in store for us?
Yeah, definitely some high expectations in NA. And Gil, welcome back. It's been a while since we've seen you. Happy to have you back on the show. How you feeling?
Feeling fantastic, like Proper mentioned, very high expectations for what North America has to offer. Of course, we've seen the recent introduction from Mexico already shake things up in the open qualifier.
All right, well, let's start talking about everything we have in store. But before we do that, if you guys wanted to keep up with this entire challenge season, or if you think you might, potentially miss something, want to go back and check out what happened in some of our other regions, just check out our social media, X, Insta, Facebook. Follow us on there, and that way you'll get all updates related to the Snapdragon Pro Series, and you won't miss a single second of any of the action. Or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series. You can join our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and of course, continue to get all of those updates, because as the year progresses, we're going to have lots to talk about the closer we get to champs. But it's the first day of a new region here for our challenge season, so if you were with us in EU, you probably know how all of this works. But for anybody who is new here and doesn't know, let's talk about the format here just a little bit, because it's slightly different from what we saw in our open finals. If you guys were here with us, we did best of 3 in open finals. We'll be moving to best of 5 here in the challenge season. And I know in open finals we said it was going to be round robin. It's actually GSL style here in NA as well, which is exactly what we saw in EU proper.
Yep, that's right. I mean, it's hard to believe we started here at 128 teams. We've voted all the way down to 8, but we can only have four challenge finals. That's what these 2 GSL styles groups for the double elimination brackets are going to give us here. All 8 teams that have made it through the open finals are now here in the challenge season to then compete to be top 2 within their respective GSL bracket. Those 4 teams will then compete against each other, and they're all after making sure they get to top 3. Being able to win challenge finals is one thing, but getting top 3 in this region for North America will advance you to the World Finals. That's what they're all after for sure.
Absolutely. That is like the number one goal for all of our squads. And obviously, our top 8, because of this GSL format, will be broken down into those 2 groups of 4. So if you're wondering how that's going to play out here in the challenge season, how do you watch any of those teams? Well, we're going to focus on bracket Group A first, and then we'll get to Group B. So if there's any team names that you know are here in the challenge season that you don't see, they're probably in Group B, and we'll get to them in the second half of the season. For now, we're going to be focusing on bracket Group A. We'll take a look at that bracket so you can see which teams are here with us, and they will be playing their matches. One team after today, Gail, will be qualified through to the challenge finals.
That's right, so close yet so far here on Group A. First, that match of Status Quo and Horus. And, well, these 4, only 2 shall remain. It's gonna be a blast to see them fight it off. And I like it. I genuinely like the way this style is gonna play it out for these 8 remaining teams for NA.
All right, so as you guys see, it'll be Status Quo versus Oris Esports up on the top there. We'll have Kia versus True Lane down. Don't forget, like Proper was just talking about when it comes to that format, whichever of the teams don't win their matches here today, they still have an opportunity to qualify through to challenge finals. We'll be getting 1 spot taken by the winner of our matches here today, but anyone who loses drops down to the lower bracket still has 1 more opportunity next week to claim the second of 4 available spots when it comes to those challenge finals. So all of these teams have ample opportunity to battle it out, a little bit of equal footing here. They'll have definitely a fair shot at continuing on this competitive road, Proper. And we saw just how surprising it was in EU. I don't expect NA to be any different.
No, for sure not. I think that there's going to be a lot of teams that will remain to be vulnerable. I think that conversation definitely becomes more apparent when it comes down to Group B. But here for Group A, especially when you take a look at the schedule, I think when you're looking at these 4 teams that we have on the docket for us here today, it's no less of short of a guarantee that you'll probably see Status Quo and Truly make it all the way through. Love to be proven wrong, of course, but we'll be able to see them both tested today. Of course, starting off with Status Quo going up against Horus Esports, and then Kaya Nation are going to be stepping in since Proxfed Esports will no longer be joining us here for the finals portion of SPS Season 5. We'll be going up against Truly again. A very decorated roster that we have known, especially for a brand name. I know that those representing Truly here for SPS Season 5 definitely want to see their banner being hung when it comes to World Finals.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Truly will bring to the table after what we saw out of them when it came to those open finals. Now, everybody at home, before we start talking about this first match that you did see there on the schedule, we want to hear from you first, okay? We've been doing this in other regions as well. You'll see a QR code that will pop up on your screen. Scan that with your phone, and it will bring you to a survey. The survey is going to ask you your opinions on the Snapdragon Pro Series. Let us know what you love about the Snapdragon Pro Series. Let us know areas that you think you might want us to improve, or if you've got any novel ideas, tell us. And when you fill out that survey, you'll be entered to win a $100 gift card. It takes like 5 minutes, and it's super easy to do. And we always love being able to hear from you guys at home and how you're feeling about the awesome series that we've got going on here for all of you. Now that we've got all that stuff out of the way, you know how it works. You know which teams are playing in Group A. You know the schedule, what to expect out of our matches here today. Let's start talking about specific matchups. You guys saw it on that schedule to kick off the day. We've got Status Quo versus Oris Esports. So let's dive into it a little bit here. Proper, talk to me about Status Quo.
Oh, I'd love to. I mean, SQ is one of those rosters that actually did get to benefit not only from all the roster mania that occurred here in the North American region, but also the adaptation that we've gotten from a lot of Latin American representation. Look, banned, I believe, from the Philippines, in Blur, I believe, is from Puerto Rico. So this move just kind of makes sense, right? I mean, you got Zyrax as well as Shisui. We saw them actually in Worlds 2023 place 11th with TLE Esports. Shisui continued on to be playing in Latin American SPS Season 4, where they did play 6th. And then Rihan, of course, we haven't seen since top 8 back playing with Tribe in Worlds 2023. So all these moves definitely make sense for me. I definitely wonder what their comms are going to be sounding like, what language they're probably going to be speaking. Everybody can speak COD at a certain point in age of their life, no doubt, but I think this Status Quo team is stacked when it comes down to both North American and LATAM representation.
Yeah, that's the interesting part about it, right? The fact of the fusion between all these players, and where we don't necessarily see that much of a fusion is going to be with Horus Esports, because all of these players, if I'm not mistaken, are from Mexico. Hit, Estrada, Dusher, Caro, Desai, and Didiosin. It's going to be interesting as we've seen in the past. I'd say that right off the get-go, you can see the side of Status Quo with a bit of an upper hand, but still, with these kind of players, you sometimes may not recognize them as much, but that doesn't mean that they can't go through with a surprise best of 5. Always important to know what to pick, what not to go with as you start against these players, these teams that you know are rather really good.
Yeah, I think one of the big talking points that we obviously mentioned a lot during the Open Finals was the addition of Mexico into the North American region for Call of Duty Mobile Esports. So it's going to be, we're wondering what they're going to bring to the table now that we've made our way to the challenge season. We saw definitely some moments of real promise and what they could potentially do up against our more veteran squads here. So maybe they've done some VOD review, sat down really and analyzed how they need to improve now that we've made it to the next stage of the competition. And the last piece of the puzzle for this first match is, of course, our map picks and bans here. We've got them through, and it looks like we are starting off with that APOC hardpoint proper.
Yeah, unfortunate for you here, Lauren. We will not be seeing a Hackney Yard, but we do get the good old tried and true of the duo of map picks when it comes down to a best 5. We do have that Hacienda to go to map 4 if we do reach that far, but at least the guaranteed, we will see the firing range search and destroy map 2. Household favorite, wouldn't be a best 5 here in CODM without one. And then Arsenal is going to be coming in for control. That spawn trap is nasty, and I think that that's where we're probably going to see either a light bulb moment or a light bulb short circuit when it comes down to this Horus Esports roster. But I'm excited to see the Apocalypse hardpoint. Always a very good map pick when it comes down to Call of Duty Mobile, regardless of whatever region you're talking about. Everybody gets their metal tested. Your ARs, your subs. You can even get away with a lot of cheeky plays when it comes down to the spawn manipulation in those 4 hardpoints.
Yeah, anything jumping out to you here, Gil?
I mean, I like the fact that, of course, as you say, the picks from Status Quo, they definitely may be going for those close range action. We know how aggressive they like to be. Shisui, Cyrax, Band as well are players who like to be that straightforward, in-your-face kind of play style. While on the opposite end, the picks from Horus for the SNDs are both maps that you tend to go for the long fights, right? That A side on the fact of firing range on Tunisia, where you have to sometimes step aside and wait for the sniper play to open up a room. I feel like that's something that they went through, but still gonna be very difficult. As you mentioned, APOC to start with, it's gonna be a situation of them trying not to lose control. I feel like Horus is gonna have to do that because Status Quo are gonna be constantly fighting for control, and even more than that, trying to go for the spawn trap in a way. Not spawn trap per se, but you know what I mean.
Well, it should be interesting to see how things start. Match number 1 is looking like it's about ready to get underway. So proper, Gil, let's kick off the challenge season.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. We'll bring you back in at the end of this series. Could honestly be a quick one. Could be a very elongated one. Again, it just all depends on which version of these two teams that we do get, Gil. And I think that it's fantastic to start taking a deeper dive into the simple fact that, look, this team, as far as Status Quo is concerned, has not been together for all too long. Comparatively, on the other side, for Horus Esports, when it comes down to top Mexican talent, they've had to play a certain amount of games together, whether it's in a tournament format or just in rank play alone. You can only imagine that chemistry might get tested here for the Status Quo roster.
That's gonna be really important for us to see that, and I really like the division of maps, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be Horus trying their hardest. I wanna give them some sort of room for what we might see from them, but it's gonna be very difficult. And well, I didn't get a shot to see Horus, particularly on the side of the open qualifiers. So I wanted to ask you a bit more what you may or may not be able to tell us about them. Like I stated, I feel like they may try to go for a long distance kind of fight, but would you agree with that? Is that the scenario that we tend to see from them?
Well, there's no VOD on them whatsoever. When I went back and I started looking at a lot of different matches that I could potentially find for them, the only thing that I could tell you is that this is the majority of the Lines roster going back to SBS Season 4 for Latin America. They didn't qualify when it came down to the final stage back in Season 4, but I digress. It's the fact that they are at least able to get there and playing other North American teams pretty competitively. I believe that their route as far as open finals are concerned, they only took one map, and that was off of Cherry Syossis. So, for one, I don't know what that name means or how we got to that brand name. Regardless of the matter, they're here off of the identification that one team could not make it. So So Horus was the next in line to be able to get in this situation. So I think that it's one of those things that maybe they don't even know. It just comes down to being able to play your best game, whatever you're most comfortable with. You better be ready because you are going up against this roster of Status Quo who have been there not only on the main stage, but pretty far when it comes down to Snapdragon Pro Series, both open, challenge, finals, semantics aside. I think that this is going to be a true test for them. Long range, close range, it may not matter. Band's probably going to run you over regardless.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. Recently, I actually got a chance of watching one of the clips, one of my favorite clips from Band once again, which was from 2022 when he was facing off against Wolves, and it was specifically on. It was a game of Control. I think it was on standoff, and he just goes into Wolves, the current champions from 2023, back on 2022, and does a night spree. You know, he just goes back to back to back. It was Control, so in that scenario, you can go for a spawn trap, and that's exactly what he did. So you said it perfectly. Band is that kind of player. Cyrax, you can say pretty much the same. Puedes as well. He's a player that tends to lay a bit more back and try to control from the outskirts of the circle of the fight, but it's just that sort of combo from these players that I find so amusing. And with the introduction of Rihan, it's gonna be even more of a place of them just not allowing you to even breathe on these scenarios.
Yeah, again, Rihan is just another one of those players. Look, if you haven't been watching Call of Duty Mobile, specifically for North America, in recency, Rihan, of course, we saw him back in Worlds 2023, placed top 8 with that old Tribe Gaming roster, of course, all very disbanded. They did lose 0-3 to Wolves, but enough yapping. We ain't got no Bobby plays on here, so we can yap no longer. Apocalypse Hardpoint is underway here. Map number 1, it is the next stage here for Snapdragon Pro Series Season 5. Let's get it on.
And so we begin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go with the action immediately. We're gonna get to see there was a double kill there done by Hid, and as the fight progresses, there's a Band with a double immediately trying to control here with the DR8, that Blood Rose. That skin that I really like myself here. Going for the triple, not gonna be an option, but the control still remains. Status Quo doing an amazing job to open things with here on map number 1.
It's all about fighting over the top right side of the mini-map. Player number 4 in blue. DDoS season is going to start making that maneuver up towards the top right side of the minimap. Again, that's where your first big money hill is going to be located at, but doesn't necessarily mean that you can give up all of this free time to Status Quo. 30 seconds already to the good, and sitting in a pretty free-full spot. Again, they find all the kills on the north side of the map. They start to clean house back through the middle, but they still hold the rotation over towards P2 with a sizable lead.
It's going to be really important to control those rotations for the side of Horus. They were managing to pick up that last remaining time, but that was not little. 23 seconds, 23 to 30. The difference is not that big, not that huge, so they are still trying to take control of the rotation. Puedes there with a double, gonna quickly deny that. Fennec just doing oh so much damage. Nearly another double for Puedes. Eventually gets knocked down by Didiosin. And that's the main problem here by Aura. Status Quo is just oh so quick to get inside of the hill, inside of this positioning, these open windows to just pretty much control and dominate here. Puedes already with 6 kills, 7 now there for Blur, who at the distance continues to destroy opponent after opponent, throws that paper plane to the distance, gets yet another kill with it. And that's the problem, man. Status Quo are just way too fast.
You know, way too fast, but I mean, they haven't really been moving all too much. I mean, you can look from, left to right on the top side of your screen as far as kills are concerned. I mean, Status Quo are all putting in the legwork, surely, but Horus Esports definitely have a couple players specifically for Hitmarker up to 11 kills, but the rest of his teammates are unable to find that. And who would have thought to break such a massive hardpoint like P2, you got to be able to find a couple kills. About a full 60 coming through there for Status Quo, 89 points to the good now. You already have a couple operators. Blur has that gravity vortex gun. Very potent here as far as P3 is concerned, but can't really lock down too many shots. It does get his teammates a little bit further forward. You still have these far temple spawns for Status Quo. Nearby over by the useless buildings for Horus Esports. Status Quo starting to feel the pressure. Gonna start dipping their toes into more resources. Zyrax already pulled out the War Machine. Denied. Banned now to the Claw. And he's getting right up in their faces along with Shisui. Just shutting down all these players left, right, and center. Status Quo just continuously shutting down the door of Horus Esports looking for more time.
Not a single window of opportunity for the side of Horus. Another massacre by the hands of Ben, who's now with 12, completely obliterating the opponent's hopes of trying to get inside. Happened on point number 2, is happening yet again on point number 3. And as you see on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, that advantage is now of over 100 seconds in favor of status quo. Horus are trying their hardest, but their hardest is not being enough. Only Heat has managed to hit double digits, at least so far, and his allies, well, they're trying, they definitely are, but it's just so difficult when you have an opponent that not only closes the door but makes sure that it stays shut for the entirety of these hills.
They can do whatever they want. Status quo can literally do whatever they want. What side of the spawns in the map do you prefer? Status quo says, we'll just go ahead and dictate the pace over on this side of the map. Now we have the better spawns going in over here inside of P4. And now we have head glitches in the superior spawn to get reinforcements right down Main Street. Band is just sitting inside a chicken coop, expecting for a challenge to come through. It eventually does, and Kato not expecting for Band to be laying prone in such a position. A very quick break coming through for status quo here on P4. Much to no one's surprise, the way that they did on P3, their lead will continue to grow, and Horus Esports are just forced to concede. They have to play for the middle of the map, and just when they think that they can try to get past the 50-yard line, you already have players from status quo just shutting them down, cutting the 50-yard line in half.
Just immaculate way of playing. The way that the second they lose one of their players holding a certain window, a certain angle, immediately there's someone to back him up, and whenever he does respawn, he gets back on track. Here we're going back onto P1 with a completely different scenario, but not necessarily a surprise for the majority of people who do follow through with the competitive scene as status quo. I said to myself, I feel like this merge of players, I think this has been, at least to my eyes, the team that did it best when it came down to combining both the power from what was already on the side of NA, now as well with Mexico. It is just brutal, man. It is just insane how they are managing to control this map. And at this point, it just comes down to a formality, because I just see no way for Horus to come back from this.
Yeah, oh no, I mean, it's insurmountable at this point. Horus Esports would have to put on a Herculean performance. They have 2 operators potentially try to do so. They're from the outside looking in as far as P2 is concerned. You have 3 operators prepared for status quo who, to your point, have prepared this roster to be able to win championships. Again, you have top 11s from TLE between Zyrax and Shisui. Blur missed out on even the mobile mayhem that happened, getting top 4 with that mayhem roster. And then Rihan again has been there with Tribe. And then Band playing on Seminole. Got first place as far as NA is concerned, top 4 in Mobile Masters. Looking to get the job done here, starting off on the right foot forward. It'll probably come to a conclusion here in P2, unless Horus Esports can do something godlike and they're able to at least reinforce this push alongside of a Sparrow. The equalizer also comes out, but status quo completely aware of the situation. They can still win here with a nice clean break, but they're lacking a lot of numbers and they need more kills. Zyrax will come through, at least the hot pop will shut down 2 more. That could be the floodgates open to try to contest this P2 time and maybe try to close the game.
And it comes down to all those kills that they are managing to get on the side of Horus, but it just feels a bit too late at this point. Yes, they do manage to get control again, but there's only less than 5 seconds left of this heal. Puedes does not care. Gets that kill and immediately rushes for more now with the Purifier. Gonna go for the kill. No! Oh my god, the Sei gonna destroy Puedes in there, making sure that the Purifier is not gonna take more value off of their hands. The side of Horus finally trying to stand up against their bullies. Like I previously mentioned, it just feels too late. There's only 12 seconds needed for the side of status quo. That's all it is for them to start up with the right foot, for them to start up with the first map victory here on this open challenge.
And patience is going to get tested here. Status quo able to at least find a convincing kill feed. I was about to say, look, Horus had all the high ground. They had superior positions. But then the kill feed happened, and, well, status quo just opened the kill feed continuing. Shisui, just a massive force spree to call game. 250 to 88, the final scoreline. Horus stood absolutely no chance. I think that much was prevalent once we got a full 60 off of the second hard point in the entirety of that map number 1, status quo, starting off with the right foot forward.
And what I wanted to mention as we begin to see the highlights of that map for all of you sharp eyes out there, Did you notice how Band opted to go for the AR playstyle? I gotta say that's a surprise for me. I'm not saying that he's bad with it. He's an absolute monster with it. But I would have expected for him to go more of SMG sort of gameplay. And it still worked. I gotta say that it still worked, which is even more bad news for the enemies. If he's already just leaving that SMG role to somebody else is because he trusts his allies to take that spot for him. And now having more and more addition to the power is just tremendous to see him just so great with so many different weapons. There you have the KDA on the top. I see Blur. But I gotta say, did a tremendous job at both in and out of the hill. But it was Cyrax the one who took the most time there with over two minutes there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I question. I'm not going to throw everybody else into this bucket with me, but I definitely question as far as how the chemistry was going to look for status quo. What were they going to look like if they're even going to get tested? The answer to that latter half is absolutely no. But regardless of the matter, they were setting up a lot of good breaks that came through. The way that they just manipulated the map from 3 to 4 there in the first set of hard points, it was just so sublime in my eyes. This is a team that clearly has a lot of good chemistry with one another. I think that's being showcased in this matchup. Again, seems to be a little bit of a mismatch as far as scoreline is concerned, but Search and Destroy, which is going to be our next game mode, is always where things might come into fruition for how this team might actually look. Horus Esports could honestly have a very good opportunity in front of them here, depending on how this firing range Search and Destroy looks for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And just some random question that I wanted to say. I'm curious to know, with this team, particularly of Status Quo, would you say that they speak in English or Spanish? I'm asking because, of course, we have 3 Mexican players, we have 3 players from the United States, but Blur is also Latin American. He does know Spanish. Band is not Latin American, but he also knows Spanish as well. So I feel like it's gonna be an interesting merge also when it comes down to communicating. You said that this team did it really interesting with the player selection in there. And what are your bets? What would you say? You say it's English, you said Spanish?
Well, I think that you might get a little bit of Spanglish in there for sure. I think that when you're thinking about the grander scheme of things, talking Call of Duty is talking Call of Duty at this point. You can talk rotations, talk power positions. Those don't always translate when it comes down to language barriers. We've been seeing this since Call of Duty's inception, way back in the day. We're talking over a decade at this point for a lot of different esports that have adopted such a mindset. But all of those semantics aside, I think that it just comes down to the team just being able to gel together, not only just play style, but also just being able to respond adequately to where each of these players are at when they do need any sort of assistance. I think that that's where you might get a little bit tested when things start to slow down, and especially coming into an objective-based game mode, such as Search and Destroy, again, is where things might get a little bit more testy when it comes down to this status quo roster, especially when it comes down to all of the small talk. I think that's where you're probably going to see one of your biggest problems when it comes down to language barriers in a team. If it does exist, again, who knows? Again, talking COD is talking COD at this point. Yeah, only time will tell. Again, Horus Esports on the other side of things, looking for a massive bounce back. That's not how you wanted this finals portion of this season to go for you. Definitely want to be representing your countrymen very well here, being a full Mexican roster here, Horus Esports. Let's see what they have to offer here in Firing Range Search and Destroy.
And so we begin game number 2 at a distance. We're gonna see this 5v5 unfold. The side of Status Quo will begin on the offensive side. So let's see what they bring into the mix, what they bring into the table. Holding that bomb is gonna be Shisui with an AR at a distance. Band to no one surprise is gonna start with a sniper as well as Blur here with the LW3. Already spotted an enemy. See how much pain they can. Oh my god, Dosher gonna open up the floodgates by eliminating Band. That's a great start for the side of Horus, and that's exactly the question that I also had in mind, is how they were gonna unfold here, as they were the ones to pick this map, but the immediate response by the hands of Status Quo Horus is trying to answer to this stress that they're falling onto, even through the smoke hit. Finds that kill. Oh my god.
Just tracks him down. He ate one bullet and then just immediately tracks Shisui down. It's immediately a 2v3. Got one player that's going to start cutting all the way back through wood. A little bit of a flank scheme might be coming through for Desai. Watch out for player number 2 in blue. You got one player that's pushed all the way up past tires for Status Quo. Puedes Going to be just playing the lurk role. He's going to get an engagement here sometime soon. But what's the timing look like on the opposite side for the pinch? Puedes laying prone, going to be able to get one, but on the opposite side, hit strikes. We'll take down Zyrax on the opposite side. It's a 2v1. Defensive team does have numbers. Puedes running out of time here for 25 seconds. You realistically have enough time just to be able to make this wrap happen, let alone find the last 2 kills. I'd probably argue the answer is no, especially with the Fennec hoping for maybe a timing to fall into their lap. Does recover the bomb, but elects to push all the way through towards jungle. I'm not too sure about that play whatsoever, but hadn't seen a soul. I'm sure Spidey senses were tingling, but comes back to bite him in the rear. A good opening round there for Horse Esports. They got the first blood. They did not relent from the pressure.
That's right. That's a great start of things. 3 kills for hit, 2 there for Dosher at a distance. And immediately status quo gonna change that pace. Immediately Ban going forward, doing a lot of damage. The grenade kill for Sykes. Immediately looking for more Sykes here with the R9-0 through the smoke. Gets a hit. Blur with a kill. There's gonna be 2 immediately going in favor of status quo, who finds the 3rd by eliminating Dosher. Immediately looking for the 4th one. They have it. Ban doing a lot of damage. That's the kill for Puedes. The only revenge frag is gonna be for hit, but that's just not going to be enough. Status Quo learns that a slow-paced round was not their jam, immediately changes the strategy, and works just perfectly for them.
You can't imagine through Status Quo's long tenure in Call of Duty Mobile that they have seen such an execute as far as Fire and Search and Destroy is concerned. Can Horus Esports try to rally back? Again, it's that first blood that comes through, this time hit onto Puedes. Horus Esports, much like in the opening round here in the map number 2, has that first blood. They have numbers. They're seeing a lot of players cross all the way through the smoke shrouded. You know that you probably have lost trailer control. Got at least 1 player laying prone over by the test dummies, 1 laying on the opposite side of the bomb. Something's got to give, though, and DDoS was just lying all by his lonesome. Dozer was probably assuming that maybe a pinch was going to be coming through on the opposite side, but now that's full A-bomb site control coming through. 3v4 in a post plant.
That's a great answer once again by Horus, but still gonna be a 2v2. 30 seconds left. Shisui trying to defend, finds an enemy, somehow manages to survive, takes that insane kill to Kato. Then Dosher is the only one alive, 1v1 as he eliminates Shisui. 20 seconds later, Blur at a distance is gonna be defending with this L3. Oh my goodness. He just needs to see him for a fraction, for half a second, to immediately aim at him. It almost looked like Horus could bring in another surprise round for the squad. Not gonna be the case. Blur gonna say no, and that's it for the side of Horus. A 2-1 lead for Status Quo, who are now, I gotta say that they are really trying to adapt, because Horus is playing quite interesting. As I say that, they lose 2 members.
The reason why we talk about Ban and Blur, all their tenure of Call of Duty Mobile through the North American region, these boys are shooting. Puedes is at least going to take down hit. That forces down to a 2v5, and if there's ever a good luck, have fun moment, it's this point in time, as you are quite literally trapped inside of American with a sniper rifle. You got at least 1 player with an automatic weapon. Never mind, Kato's going to get eviscerated, and Dozer was not long for this world either. So when Status Quo start to recognize, hey, aggression looks pretty good on us, they have won 3 rounds in a row.
Oh my god, Bad, have some mercy on their souls. He knew, he perfectly predicted where the opponent was going to be takes that wallbang into the head of the opponent. That is now the beginning of round number 5, and immediately pushing towards B. Now surprising yet again the side of Horus, who are with a lack of an answer. They gotta start rotating immediately as they begin to plant the bomb by the hands of Shisui. That's gonna be now 45 seconds on the clock, and the party begins. Puedes here gonna try to defend the side of jungle. Blur takes the kill onto hit. Puedes has no idea that there's opponent down there. Blur takes yet another kill with a shotgun. There's Cyrus, gets spotted at a distance. Blur will take now the 3rd kill of the round, 8 in total. Dise tries to respond. That's a 3v2, a player advantage going in favor of Status Quo, who did not plant the bomb, by the way, but it does not matter. The only player alive is gonna be there, Kato, who finds a kill, but not more than that. Band finishes off that round yet again. A 4-1 lead in Status Quo. You said it previously, they are just barely getting contested by Horus.
100%'s getting those first couple bloods, and since that first round, nope. Barely being contested at all. We'll have to see if this last round in this half has any Different answer and hit again. We'll find a first blood this time on the Blur, so that's one sniper down. Band's very much so still alive. Tussle over through the backside of the barracks here at the B bomb site. Calls for the immediate reinforcements to come down from the middle lane. You got 3 defenders here now, about to be 4. The only player that's not really a part of this B defense is going to be number 4 in blue. That's DDoS, just lurking over inside a trailer. And status quo, they don't like the feel of this anymore. They're going to lead Band for a lurk play to push with the sniper. If he hits that shot, would have been egregious, but hit will take him down. 2 in the round, numbers in favor of Horus Esports.
Oh my goodness, Band gets paid with the same wallbang as last round. He now pays the price. That's a really great start for the side of Horus, as they are making sure that there's not a clear entrance for either of the 2 bombs, as a matter of fact. A few grenades are going to be thrown, not going to land onto anybody. There's Cyrex now with the use of the LW3. Gonna be an opportunity for Horus to pick up another round before we flip spawns, before we switch sides. Look at Puedes, slowly but surely looking to go forward. Cyrex eliminated by the hands of the opponent. Puedes also gonna buy the dust by Didos. Shisui completely on his own. 1v3 gonna be spotted. There's gonna be bullets all over the place flying into his body. Not a lot to be done in there. That's another round. We're gonna switch sides. Horus does it again. But even in these sort of scenarios where they have super good rounds, I gotta say that the rounds that Horus has won are really good for them, but still not enough. Those 4 extras are the ones that they are hurting the most.
Better half than it could have been, I suppose. Now it's Horus Esports over towards the offense. Playing for this pick, and well, DDoS is just going to give Band a freebie. Question marks all across the board, as it's now allows Shisui to push all the way up inside of wood, and now you have them trapped. So Horus Esports, what are you going to do? Well, Puedes says, I'm becoming impatient. Has to favor towards the reload, but slides into a double challenge. Doesn't really matter. His teammates are there for the trades. 2v4.
Only Kato and Dusher. Just said it, 4v2. Gonna be difficult. They don't even have control over the bomb. There's gonna be Band immediately with a quick scope onto Kato. Rushes 4 more. They already know that he's in there. A double yet again. Who else but Band, ladies and gentlemen? Only 2 rounds away from taking yet another map their way. And I gotta say, not a whole lot of things to say for status quo. They came here to win, and that's exactly what they've been doing so far.
Band has a long tenure of top 3, 4th placements is his lowest placing. So you think he wants to put together a championship quality team? I think the answer is absolutely. He's up to 8 eliminations. Blur up to 9, and they are not giving up on the pressure at all. Almost able to get the turnaround there, but Kato Dese able to find 2 more. Puedes just playing with his food at this point. You're trapped inside a trailer. Everything's made of paper mache, and you get sniped through the walls. Oh man, status quo, just putting them in the absolute dirt right now. 1 round away from taking a 2-0 lead here in this best of 5.
You blink just 1 too much and you missed at least 2 or 3 kills. That's how fast status quo are playing. 10 kills for Blur, nearly 10 also for Band, as the Heat begins to push alongside the smoke. There's Puedes biting the dust. DDoS doing a great job there with Fennec. Now trying to pick up at a distance. There's Band. Not a whole lot of opportunity, but that's a great start, in a sense, for the side of Horus. Let's see if they can do more with it. In a nade kill onto Blur. That's 2 important kills already getting killed. I got a question a little bit for Cyrex, as he only has 3 so far, by the way. But let's see if he can redeem himself here on round number 9, as this is now a 4v3.
Band is still alive, though. He was able to at least mitigate some of the damage. Takes down Hit, who has been a real problem for status quo's numbers these 8 rounds worth of play. It's round number 9 going to be fruitful for this 3v4. Now dropped all the way down to a 3v2 with another trade coming through onto Shisui. As soon as he took down Dese, you still have to try to work your way towards one of these bomb sites, and Band is going to get the confirmation. Nobody's pushing across mid-map. You already have 1 player watching that cross. That's Zyrax. So Band now playing on a 1-off angle, expecting for the slide to come through, misses just on the inside from the slide, and DDoS will be there to take down Band. Now it's Zyrax. 1v3 has a good angle, but the reaction time is a little lackluster. Now the information is mutual. Bomb's gonna get planted at B. R9 shotgun is the secondary. Are they gonna expect for Zyrax just to play inside of this smoke. The challenge comes through close, slides all the way through, able to find the first. Expecting another challenge through tires, not going to be there. Back to the LW3, trying to find a pick. Time becoming a bit of an issue here. 20 seconds remains on the clock and misses just a little bit wide. Horus Esports live to fight another round.
All right, and they continue on the game for the side of Horus. A third into the books for the side of Horus Esports. Status Quo could not find more success in this round, but let's see. Cyrax manages to pick up now his 4th kill of the game. Nate's lying all over the place. Hit is gonna find his 8th kill of the... Oh my god, another Nate kill. Didos with a kill onto Shisui. Status Quo strolling yet again. It's only been 20 seconds and they've already lost 3 members without a single fight back kill in there. Only Puedes and Cyrax remain. This is an awful scenario. Puedes with 1, Puedes with 2. Puedes going for the 3rd, not gonna be enough. Gonna immediately give the information for Cyrax, who pushes with a shotgun, lands both hits. But they are not going to be enough to take the 100 health for the opponent. That's another round for Horus. That is Status Quo sort of struggling now on that round. Let's see, as they still just need 1 more.
Now, Horus Esports starting to really divvy up the information on where some of these players for Status Quo are located at, and then just immediately overwhelmed with the numbers. It's almost reminiscent of what we got from Status Quo on their offense, but now it looks like that the shoe was quite literally on the other foot as Status Quo are just assaulting the middle of the map. Cato's going to shut it down immediately with a 2-piece. And it's a 1-for-2 opening spray of trade. And Zyrax will even up the odds, taking down DDoS 3v3.
Oh boy. Nate for Shisui. Let's see if he can cook with it. Not really. Shisui just waiting patiently for the opportunity to get that kill. Not gonna be the case. Gonna be spotted out of distance. Hit! Oh my goodness, the way that he plays with that L3 is just outstanding. Here, Cyrax holding the A long side. 3v2 player advantage on the favor of Horus. Blur trying to even those numbers out. Not gonna be done. And in here, I gotta say, this looks like it could be yet another point for Horus.
Oh, they didn't have any information on where Zyrax is located at, but he just gives it to him. A couple more shots than he wanted to give to hit, but he's able to at least find the pick. Now it's a 2v2. That information's there for Desai and Kato. Again, they didn't know where Zyrax is located at. They got some warning shots coming from Blur that was over inside a trailer. So now you know that this B-bomb site is more than vacated, but they hesitate. They're not able to at least get inside of the site itself to try to work this plant. Blur's just going to try to play for the retake as Zyrax is just going to be holding the angle outside of jungle. Found a Fennec to play with as well. The more time that Kato and Desai take to try to plant this bomb gives players for Status Quo more of an opportunity to move into position to try to deny it, but the bomb's going to get planted. Zyrax on the other side of the map from his teammate of Blur, who has a sniper to play with. He's going to be the first to peek through this mid-tunnel, I'm sure of it. They're opting in to try to take this retake mostly from the tires lane. This is a pretty tried and true post plan if I've ever seen a Kato. And Desai playing on one-off angles, just making sure that the flank is secured. Haven't seen anything in about 20 seconds or so. That's as much as left on the clock until it detonates. Gonna start moving. Zyrax, let's get the information for Desai that's all the way to the backside of the B-bomb side. Only time will tell, but Blur's gonna take him down regardless whether or not the information was there. Regardless, Zyrax, the R9 shotgun comes into fruition, finds 2 picks within the round, and just enough time for Status Quo to be able to get the defuse. They will win 7-4 the Search and Destroy. They will take a 2-0 lead in the series.
So close yet so far. Gotta give it to Horus. They had a solid fight there at the very end, but unfortunately now for them, Status Quo just does it again. A 7-4 victory. A great way to continue this series as we get a glance onto the highlights. It was just interesting to see how Horus constantly tried to adapt, constantly tried to come up with something new, and eventually that worked more than a few times, I gotta say. But Status Quo takes the victory home. A great game. I did say that I questioned Cyrax, but he manages to pick up, you know, a couple of extra 2, 3, 4 kills at the end. But he was outstanding. I gotta say, it feels like it should be illegal to have both Band and Blur on a sniper play for the Search and Destroy. It's just so complicated for you to surprise those two.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Band and Blur, very decorative players within their own right. Again, Zyrax with an R9 shotgun, very difficult to find continuous value with it on firing range, unless you're constantly given a 1 or a double chow to come through inside a trailer. But semantics aside, Status Quo, they're able to hang on, even though you got a nice little bounce back 2 rounds coming through from Horus Esports. But now you're kind of backed up against the wall here. 0-2 down versus the status quo team. Again, a team that I'm sure us and a lot of other people that are looking at these groups more or less guarantee for status quo to try to probably make it through the double elimination finals bracket. But all of that aside, Horus Esports now down 0-2 going in towards an Arsenal control. Keep it a buck with me here, Gil. Do they even have a fighting chance? Because the slaying in map number 1 would not be suggestive that it'd be a good time.
It's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. I always try to see the bright side on the team that's not doing as great this time, being Horus, but it's just gonna be way too difficult for them to try to bounce back in a way. It is Arsenal. We know how good these players in the past, even not only this year, but historically have done on these type of scenarios with Bland, Blur, with Shisui, with Cyrax. It is just too little that can be done. And I feel like it's going to be a bloodfest. It's going to be a bloodbath for the side of status quo.
Yep. Again, when it comes down to Arsenal control, as far as the maps that we do have for this game mode, Spawn Trap is kind of difficult to work your way out of, because you'll constantly have a player behind you as soon as you spawn, ready to gun you, so you better be ready to turn immediately at 180 degrees to try to deal with the player that's in towards the back. But again, when it came down to the slaying, it wasn't too starkly different as far as Apocalypse Hardpoint is concerned, until maybe about halfway through P2, once we got to see that full 60 come through for status quo. Then they started branching out a little bit more and started fighting a lot more kills as well. This is probably where we're going to see Ban pick up that third SMG comparatively to Apocalypse, that has a lot more longer range of sight lines, just working through those inner hallways, through the vents as well, all the way through Statue, trying to deny a lot of these different players for Horus to try to get a forward position. But again, Control is one of those game modes not necessarily always beneficial to play a lot more rank play. You definitely miss out unless you scrim this game mode continuously. I think this is where Horus Esports are definitely going to struggle a little bit. But hey, again, love a good surprise, love a good upset. Always got to root for the underdog type of situation. Would love to see a Hacienda map number 4, I'll be honest with you all at home. But we got to have this control done first here as far as Arsenal is concerned. Is this the end for Horus on the upper bracket? Again, they still have that second life for qualification down on the lower bracket here for Group A, or status quo, just too good. They're going to put them to bed.
And it has to be said, Horus did not put their head down when they lose the first game. They fought on the game 2. Now let's see for map number 3. Immediately the bans for the side of status quo. They are on the defense. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Blur with a double. Blur looking for the triple. Not gonna realize that this was there at the distance. Who does? It's gonna be Cyrax with a shotgun. Immediately looking to find a double. Cyrax with a double going for the triple. Takes it onto Kato. That's a triple kill to begin things with for Cyrax, who is still rushing for more. And that's exactly what you're talking about. They are, in a way, just pushing and pushing and pushing on the side of status quo. They not only want to have the control of the objectives, they want to have the control over your own life, going as deep as the respawns go.
And Control is so opening break-off dependent, and it's all about the bounce back, isn't it? These Horus Esports are able to keep this life discrepancy respectable until Cyrax drops the hammer from above with the Pred missile, able to find 2. Now it's a 6 life lead for SQ, and they are just sprinting at you immediately. I mean, this is just egregious at this point, trying to set up a little bit of a spawn trap. Ban will find 2. Well, at least get traded out. So Horus Esports slowly working further out the map. You do have one player in a position to try to stop that clock. Is going to be hit. It's going to be in a 1v1 for the A control zone so far, and takes it along with DDoS taking down Puedes. So some map positioning to have for themselves, but the return gunfights banned off the respawn. Able to find 2. 7 seconds left on the game clock, just jostling for control of this A zone. The numbers too strong for the boys in blue, and that's status quo with the definitive round 1 win.
Yep, the kills are not necessary. It was just, I don't think they were more than for a split second inside of the hill for the side of Horus. They did manage to sort of, reposition not to lose all of their lives, but unfortunately it was just too difficult. Now with flip spawns in immediately, I'm sure we're gonna see the aggressiveness off of the side of status quo yet again. The nades flying by all over the place. There's Puedes pushing forward there with the Fennec. Gonna be stunned, doesn't matter too much. Looks for more, banned at a distance. There's gonna be the War Machine by the hands of Cyrax. Blur trying to keep things at pace. That's gonna be a double for Cyrex yet again. He so loves to be rushing with that shotgun. The things that he was unable to do on map 2 is just doing perfectly on game number 3. Already with 10 kills at a distance. There's Puedes getting knocked out by Dusher. A great start for the status quo. Took 4 kills and an objective all of the get-go.
Couple operators being invested. Zyrax off the rip there with the War Machine. Puedes there with the Gravity Vortex gun just to try to push a little bit more into their spawn. I think Status Quo wants to try to win this off of kills. I mean, there's not a single soul in position to try to get on that B control zone. And Ban says, yeah, I want to win by kills proper. Pulls out the claw. He's in their spawn, just watching them spawn up. Puedes has the crossfire as well. Kato able to at least benefit from the spawn protection of all things. So at least try to get out from their spawn. They finally are able to do so, but Ban calls it the Predator missile. Takes down Uzer, and at least you're able to get out from your spawn. Small little W's for Horus Esports. You got a minute 12 on the game clock. You're only down by 8 lives, and I say that just so marginally, but they just need to be able to find some of these gunfights. A 1v1 was won by Zyrax all the way over by the already captured statue zone, and now you can start fighting over towards the vent side of the map. Nobody on the B zone. Again, will start to at least stall that clock out. 1 player strong, and still with the life lead for SQ here in their offensive round.
And Proper, I know you wanted to see Hasi, and either way, I gotta say that I would have loved that as well, but it's just too difficult for the side of Horus to do it. Another double there for Shisui. 11 kills, going for the 12. A double for Puedes there with the Annihilator. Puedes probably gonna be pushing for more. There's a third, goes for the 4, takes it like it's nothing. That's a quadra kill for Puedes, and a round in favor of Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. A 2-0 on control, a 2-0 on the overall series, and what is seemingly to be the last round of the first match of the night.
Oh, I think SQ are looking for an early dinner, potentially, between this and then their qualification match. Operators being pulled immediately off the respawn here for Horus Esports for their offensive round. Desperation has set in towards this best of 5. Operators finding value. Yeah, actually, not too bad for Horus Esports. They have themselves a numbers lead. They got that first segment locked here on the A control zone. Do Status Quo look to answer back with some of their own if they do acquire them? Very, very close to a couple of these charges for Status Quo, but it looks like that they're just going to give up this A control zone, try to play damage control around this zone, and maybe play for a couple exits unless the picks start working in their favor. So got one player inside of the vent. Blur gets dealt a very swift demise coming through from Dozer, who does have that sniper on the control zone, is able to capture it, add 60 seconds onto the board. Horus Esports are not done yet.
Okay, alright, that's gonna be an objective in favor of Horus. They managed to pick up that one up. Let's see what else they can do. So far the kills quite even, 21 each. Weather's gonna break that number up by eliminating the first, goes immediately for the double, takes it like it's nothing, pushes immediately onto the deeper zone of the spawns. Gotta be cautious because not only Puedes is there, also Cyrax, also banned, and I'm sure that everybody else is willing to join the fun quite soon. That's a kill. Number 15 for Cyrax. That's Shisui with a number 14. No one can take them down. They are just waiting for the opponents to walk by, but still not a huge advantage. The side of Horus are defending themselves. There's Shisui with the use of the equalizer. A double and on the spawns. You gotta be cautious, you gotta be careful. We're gonna look for the next one. Vise does the deed. And look at the kills. They're actually in favor of Horus. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but they're struggling as far as getting map positioning is concerned, especially when you have Zyrax that's still lurking inside of Office with the shotgun, but Hit's just gonna get the better of him. Sir, easy peasy. Mirror pred missiles from above. Gonna be a trade. 9v9. 50 seconds remains. This round itself is on a knife's edge. The only problem is that Ban still has an operator to use. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and immediately pull out the claw. Found infinite value with it previously with a spawn trap, and now he's just waiting for them to start jumping all the way through. Hops up towards Office. Where's the trade? Nobody pushes through. At least you're able to find one with a one streak that was earned, and Cato's going to get the better of Band at the very least, but now Blur pulls out the Gravity Vortex gun, looking to shut down a lot of these different choke points, and walks away with 2 more for the good. 7v6. 20 seconds remain, and Horus Esports cannot get out of their spawns. No respawns remaining. It's almost like an S&D round, and we saw how that went in the map number 2, and it's all status quo all day. Poides is able to find 2 more to the good. Hit DDoS. Can you try to get anything done in about 5 seconds? The scales are starting to tip, and I would go ahead and be with them as well and say absolutely not. It is a DoorDash challenge complete. Status quo. Get the 3-0 done.
Oh my god, Horus just loves to start clutching things up in a way at the very end. We saw it on Search and Destroy, we see it in Control, but it's just too late. They gotta start doing that earlier, and they gotta pay for their sins. That's gonna be incredible, I gotta say, but in a way expected. 3-0 victory going in favor of Status Quo, who will remain on the side of the upper bracket, because we gotta be reminded that there was a bit of a change there on what we thought was going on. This is gonna be a double elimination bracket for the 2 groups, so that means that Horus is not out quite yet. So just if you are rooting for them, make sure that you keep your eyes open, because they are still not eliminated.
Really strong performance on behalf of Status Quo there. I mean, coming out the gate swinging, we talked about it. This match is just the halfway point, at least for today, when it comes to securing that first spot in Challenge Finals. And Status Quo made it very clear that they fully intend on taking home that first spot. We get a chance to take a look at some of the numbers here, and they just looked like a fully fleshed out crew here, Proper.
Yeah, I'll say. Again, that was my immediate consideration, right? When you started like looking at this roster, how quickly they were able to get formed, and how well they look just fantastic with each other. But I don't think this is a good enough sample size for me personally. It's no shade towards Horus Esports, but they kind of got bopped as far as all 3 of these maps are concerned. I want to be able to see what the Status Quo roster does look like going up against some of the top North American rosters that we do have here. Not even just in Group A, but even Group B as well. I think only time will tell to be able to see just how far the skill ceiling does rise, because when Band and Blur are sniping like that on firing rate, Search and Destroy, unbeatable it feels like at times.
Yeah, it was a great start for them to the challenge season, though. I mean, they'll at least have some momentum after that, and they'll now get to sit back and watch who they will have to face off against for the last match of the day. They'll kind of get to do some scouting here for the second match that we saw on that schedule to kick everything off. So really strong performance out of Status Quo in our very first match of the entire challenge season for NA. We'll take a look at the brackets so you guys can see exactly how that's reflected, and also just remind you, like we've heard the boys saying a couple times as well, Status Quo will move on while they wait to face off against the winner of Kaya and Truly, but Horus Esports will drop down into that lower bracket and still have one more opportunity to try to qualify through to challenge finals. Horus Esports will end up facing off against whoever loses the next matchup, and then we'll continue to move through the lower bracket at a different day in the challenge season. For now, it will be Status Quo versus the winner of the next matchup, Kaya versus Truly, and I think we have some decently high expectations of Truly as well after what we saw in the open finals. So I think this will be a fun one. We did get an opportunity to also watch Kaya in the open finals as well, and now they kind of have a second chance here to prove themselves in the region. So I think we're setting ourselves up for another interesting matchup here, Gal.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see. Is Kia going to make up for their past mistakes as they have a second opportunity, as you put it? Or is Truly going to continue to try to dominate and try to continue to stay on the upper bracket? It's going to be really, really important as they try to remain alive. It's important for you not to lose, not to have any more of your previous mistakes, because at this point a single loss can be the deciding factor, as if you keep moving forward onto the seasons, or if you gotta say goodbye and go home.
Well, that was a really exciting way to kick things off. For everybody at home, while we're going to be preparing for a break here in just a second, while we're doing that, I want you to start thinking about how you think this next match can go. I won't make the casters do predictions yet, but I want to hear all of your thoughts in chat when we return. Before we get into it, though, like I said, that break is about ready to go now. So we're going to let our players get themselves locked and loaded for match number 2 between Kaya and Truly. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where we just wrapped up our first match of the challenge season here for Call of Duty Mobile in NA. And we are watching a status quo kind of push their way through the competition pretty aggressively in a 3-0 fashion, and now we are looking towards the second match of the day. If you missed our first match and you want to catch up with any of that action, or you want to keep up with just the rest of the challenge season here so far, follow us on social media. We have X, Insta, and Facebook. You can follow along on there to keep yourself up to date with everything we've got going on here in the Snapdragon Pro Series, or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series to join our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and of course continue getting all of those updates. And on top of it, if you guys are just joining the stream for the first time, if you could do us a favor, scan that QR code on your screen. It will take you on over to a survey. Fill the survey out. Let us know your thoughts on SPS so far. Tell us the stuff you love, areas you think we could improve, and ideas you might have for the series. We'd love to hear from you, and if you do that, you'll be entered to win a $100 gift card giveaway. It takes like 5 minutes, super easy to do. So if you could give us some feedback, we would really appreciate it. But now that you guys are rested after our break, ready to go to start talking about match number 2, we mentioned it before we went on that break. It is Kaya versus Truly. So Proper, talk to me a little bit about this matchup in these rosters.
Yeah, I mean, look, as far as Truly is concerned, we talked about them time and time again. You know, even going back to casting with Bobby through Open Finals for Season 4, this was an immediate roster that jumped off the page from namesakes alone. We do have 2 returning players for Truly specifically that did get, top 4 back in SPS Season 4 Finals. They just barely missed out on Mobile Masters, and I'm sure that that's probably a chip on the soldier for both Hacks and Forsaken. Forsaken is the one that jumps off the page immediately. This guy is an absolute slayer, but they're going to be joined with a couple new fresh members to round out this Truly roster, looking to make their way back in towards the top side of the winner's circle. Again, top 3 is what everybody's after. Will they be able to do it? They lost their winners bracket qualifier match versus Tribe, being able to take the Fire Range to destroy rather dominantly, and they also were able to beat Nemesis to qualify down there in the lower bracket. I think this is definitely one of our top teams here for Season 5.
And then on the opposite end, you got the team of Kia Nation. That I gotta say, for Kia Nation, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's a team that well, they struggled a little bit when it came down to that final chance of moving into the season. They, one way or another, managed to be in here. And it's not the first time that has ever happened. You know, issues have always happened here and there. Last time I saw something like this was on the LATAM region for 2022. A team that struggled to get into a scenario like Kia is right now managed to actually gain their ticket onto the next stage. In a way, some may call luck, I just call it a chance. You know, you got a second chance, you got an opportunity for you to redeem yourself. So as well as Truly is an outstanding team to look out for, they still gotta take that step. We already said that same thing about Status Quo. They did it. Can Truly do it as well? Well, we just have to find out.
Well, we got they will also, Status Quo will also now, no, these teams had the same opportunity Status Quo will now have. There we go. I got the sentence in my head the way it needed to go. They were able to scout out that first match and kind of see who they will potentially have to be facing off against if they win this matchup here and move on to the next stage in that bracket, as our map picks come through as well. Starting things off here with the Summit Hardpoint on behalf of Kia Nation. I can't talk right now proper. I'm flustered.
It's okay, I got you. Don't worry. You can go and rest the chops for a little bit as we walk our way through this best of 5 map set. Again, Fire Range Search Destroy map number 2. Surprise Pikachu face. Not over here, for sure not. Arsenal Control is also going to be coming back into the mix as well. No Hackney Yard. Sad face for Lauren, supposedly, but Summer Hardpoint is going to be kicking things off. Maybe one day for North America, we might be able to see it. I'd be here for that chaos, but I think we have a very tried and true square up map set when it comes down to it. And I think this is very important to your point as well, Glitter, to talk about how you do have Status Quo. They're watching this series. I know all of them are probably sitting here in this chat right now watching this best of 5 map set to see as much information and dirt that they can get on the team that they're going to be facing for qualification for the next stage. You're not going to get much of anything. These are tried and true map mode combinations for a best of 5.
Anything jumping out to you here, Gil?
Yeah, no, as proper mentioned, I'm sure they have pen and paper ready to be writing down as many notes as they can, because the loser of these two will have to face them off later on the lower side for I'm talking about specifically Horus and also as Status Quo. This map rotation, I find it sad. I gotta be with Lauren. You know, I've always liked some good old fashioned Hackney yard control. It's always interesting to say the least, but you know, that's something that I'm sure we're not gonna see that often here for North America. It's just too set in stone in a way, so who knows, maybe one day we'll get a surprise, Lauren.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about because you're used to the last season and you didn't see any of Open Finals or what we had go on in EU, we do have Hackney Yard, Kurahana Metropolis, and Seaside as our new maps that were added into our map pool. And we had some different map mode combos that were kind of swapped around from season 4, if that's what you guys saw as your last kind of SPS COD mobile experience. So some changes here and there for season 5 that have actually been really interesting so far. And when we've seen Kurahana come through and even that Seaside raid, they've been really interesting. So maybe we'll start to get some originality in NA proper. I don't know. We can always hope. Okay, we'll see what they bring to the table. Match number 2 is about ready to go. So chat, let me know your thoughts. Who you think's taking this one home? And I'll let the boys take it from here.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm super happy that Lauren did not ask me for my predictions, because I was not gonna give one, because I feel like it's pretty obvious on the way that this one's gonna be going, much like how we got in our first best of 5. But I love to be proven wrong again. What commentator, analyst, and overall fan of Call of Duty or esports in general wouldn't love a good underdog story? Kaya, to their point, both by you and Lauren, Gil, I think it's one of those things that they get the second lease on being able to make it farther in a bracket that they didn't even qualify for. Who knows how long ago that they got this call, but now it's game time. You have to show up and go up against one of the top dogs here in North America.
That's right. They gotta try to show up as best as they possibly can. The problem is that they got a monster in front of them, right? Truly, once again, talk about their players with Solve, with Hacks as well. It's just a difficult scenario for them to be at, but still an opportunity for them to try to make up for. It's going to be interesting. We're going to be starting, as we previously mentioned, on Summit, so it's more close range. So you got to make sure rotations are on point, that point 3 and 4. Really, really important for them to secure. And I feel like it's going to be way too difficult for them to have a one-off gunfight every single time. I think it has to come down to more of a really the way they structure their rotations in order for them to be able to hurt them most on the side of Truly, because I feel like when it comes down to kills, the gun skill, pure gun skill, I feel like Truly definitely has the advantage.
We'll have to wait and see for sure. You know, if there's one thing to go back as far as recency is concerned through Open Finals in that match versus Tribe, the one thing that was actually lacking in the maps 1 and 3 for both the respawns, specifically for Truly, was the slaying versus Tribe. It was lackluster. They were playing rather slow. On the other side, for some VOD to go back and watch, when we actually did get to see this Kaya Nation roster going up against the team that was playing underneath the Ultra name, they were able to outpace them and quite literally eviscerate them on any single turn. Again, could very much so be comparing apples to oranges or even bananas, maybe some mangoes thrown into the mix as well, because you were still dealing with a top dog of Truly, and I think this is just going to be one of those moments that Kaya just need to be able to look at the specified map set. If it's your best maps, fine, you were able to get a couple of your picks. You just gotta get there. But most importantly, you have to try to exploit the one thing that Truly was missing against another top team. The number 1 team here in North America at this point in time is undoubtedly Tribe, and that is going to be trying to outpace them. Confidence is going to be key. Not only is it a virtue, but it needs to be showcased here if you want to try to take any maps off of Truly.
That's right, you said it perfectly. And as we are near ready to start, only time will tell. Only time will tell is going to be two teams that have shown their good cards. They've shown their bad cards as well, you know. Trying to capitalize on your opponent's weaknesses is going to be both important for Truly and of course for the side of Kaya. So we'll have to wait and see. And you know, it's the first one. It's gonna be interesting. I feel like this first map is clearly gonna continue to tell the story of this best of 5. I definitely feel like we either get what we on paper, without looking at much, could say should go for Truly, sorry. If maybe we see more of a fighting scenario for Kaya, right? You said it yourself, when it comes down to the bots, they have shown good hands on the side of Kaya, but it's still Truly that they're facing off. If they manage to show to us what they're made of, and if what they're made of is enough to put Truly on a bad spot, we may see a surprise, but we have to wait for that first map to begin.
Yep, I'm sure that it's probably starting off here very, very soon. And I will say this much, as far as Kai Nation is concerned, the slight little bit of VOD that we do have for them versus Ultra in open finals. And if there's one player that I'm definitely excited to be able to see, is actually Yoju. When we actually get to that map number 2, it was a firing range search and destroy, and that dude's sniper was the absolute truth. All that said, I don't think that you're going to be getting a whole lot of metal tested. Again, the 7-2 win versus Tribe out of this Truly roster was definitely commendable. Could also put an asterisk because Tribe, to be candid with you, we're just running it straight down mid. But semantics aside, map number 1 should be starting here very, very soon. Again, the Summit Hardpoint is going to be starting off here for Skill. And again, just talking about this map as far as fundamentals are concerned, a lot of close range proximity. I'm sure we're going to be looking out for some of these players with R9 shotguns, but a lot of playmaking potential on this map number 1.
Yep, a lot of opportunity, a lot of room for them to wiggle around and try to surprise one another. So it's going to be interesting to see what they play. I gotta say that for Truly particularly, I don't know if you could help me on this one. There's a weapon that I just find so fun to watch, to spectate, which is the R90. Do you happen to know if any of the Truly players has recently have played with it?
It honestly could be either one of them. I know that I think I've seen like High bring it out a handful of times. Wouldn't be surprised to see Forsaken with it in his hands as well. Any one of the aggressive players, again, typically instead of getting that third SMG, he'll have 2 SMGs plus an R9 shotgun. That's what we've been seeing ever since its introduction into the meta. Here that we're still waiting on at least one, if not a few more players to join the lobby. So instead of just sitting here and yapping your ears off, we'll throw things to a very short break. When we come back, we will get underway with Truly going up against Kaya Nation. This is the second series here on the day for SPS Season 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that best of 5. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to the broadcast. My name Proper, joined with me is Gil, and we were trying to hunt down Glitter Explosion. She actually ran away with the button to start the game, so everybody keeps saying the caster should start the game. It's actually on the host, and we had found her, but the unfortunate thing is that now that means that Truly has to start with the 4v5. All semantics aside, one player is missing from Truly, so we will be loading into this map number 1 of Summit Hardpoint to start this best of 5 in a 4v5, and maybe a potential to come through for Kaya Nation, and I say very loosely because I don't know which 4 is still alive for this Truly roster, but it might still be a deadly 4.
That's right, it seems like, unfortunately enough, that's going to be the scenario that Truly is going to face off against Kaya to begin with. We all know how not optimal that is, but you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. So we will begin shortly with a scenario that one way or another it ends up in favor of Kaya once more. They are going to have the 5 players. We are going to start the game, and ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into business, straight into the action as we begin map number 1, as Proper previously mentioned, a 5v4 against the side of a Truly Kaya Nation, with the opportunity to attempt to make it happen right off the get-go.
Oh, we'll have to see. Favorable start. Kaya Nation gonna forever be in a 5v4. They'll forever have numbers for any sort of rotation. MG42 up top here for Hacks. I think he wants to try to utilize his bullet hose and just keep everybody at bay. I would probably argue so, but he would just give up the high ground, drop down to be able to chase out that 1 kill. So trades are coming through. Fusion's able to find 2 more. That should stabilize the time now for Truly. And it seems that unless Forsaken is playing underneath the handle of Fusion now, he is the one that is missing from this lobby.
Okay, I see you. Truly doing what they can to make it happen. There's a double for this. 6 kills so far. There's going to be yet again another retake in favor of Kaya. Of course, it's going to be definitely a super difficult scenario for Truly to try to masterpiece scenario where they can make sure that they don't lose control so easily, because that's the biggest thing, right? When you only have these 4 players, a single kill can be the factor of you getting kicked out of the hill. That's exactly what we've seen so far against the side of Truly, and Kaya Nation just constantly making sure that they are taking advantage off of that. And just to make a comment on it, look at those nearly 10 kills already by the side of this.
Yep, Diz already up to 9 kills, looking for kill number 10. All the kills starting to flood all the way through, but trade's not much better for Truly again. I mean, numbers aside, it's just these multi-kills that keep getting away from Kaya Nation. All that said, they are able to at least stabilize, able to at least find 2 more. If you are Shaq, going to be able to clear house as far as the hardpoint is concerned. But Truly, again, I mean, they're on the better side of the map so far until that last wave of kills start to flourish for Kaya Nation. A couple of operators also being invested here at the end of P2 Fusion with the War Machine, able to dance with death. Almost had a good look for a 5 spree, but 4 will do just fine because it allows Zolf to push all the way inside of the ski lift. Will be traded out. Could have been a massive problem for Kaya Nation. They will still maintain this slight lead.
Yeah, not necessarily as bad as it could be for Truly, but they gotta make sure that they don't continue to go this way. They're trying to take the spawns. They're gonna do so. Great job down there by the hands of Truly. They're trying to get inside. There's going to be the use of the Vortex. Not going to be enough. And Kaya, once again, with the control of the uses of the Purify by the hands of Sol, finds the double, the triple, immediately pushes 4 more. The control is going to be in the hands of Sol alone, doing an outstanding job here with the operator. Immediately hears someone outside, goes for the kill, takes it like it's nothing. Going to throw that paper plane into the action. There's going to be now another operator by the hands of Hack. Takes 1, goes for the double, takes it, but not the triple. Truly still managed to stay inside. The use of the Sparrow, the proper use of the operators has been outstanding for Truly, and they are taking the majority of this heal proper. But then, what's next once they ran out of operators?
High able to at least track down Diz, who again has been on a tear, up to 14 eliminations. And you think that in a 5v4, you got 1 player that's up to 14, that this should probably be about a 60-something odd point game. Nuh-uh, Truly. Just trailing by 23. Looking towards this rotation, they do have spawns in towards new, but Kaya Nation are setting themselves up a break on two different sides of this upcoming hardpoint. It will now pop. Numbers still favoring that of Truly. Somehow, some way, they still have the close back spawns. Fusion, even with the Annihilator, able to find two, but a War Machine gets popped from Yoju. That's going to help out Esterosa to try to push a little bit further forward, but nobody got to break up the spawns. You still have Truly members to be worried about on the backside of P4. Esterosa going to have to pull out the Sparrow just to maybe try to get themselves inside of this time, but it is coming up absolutely flat, able to at least get themselves two before getting nade in their lap. You still have these close spawns coming through from Truly. They're able to reinforce this hills. Finally, Truly players are going to start spawning towards the middle of the map, but Kaya Nation cannot break through for the time.
Wow. That spawn control by the hand of Truly has been outstanding, near immaculate. And in here, because of that same reason, the disadvantage is going to be of less than 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. A great job on the hands of Truly. They may be losing or missing a player, but they are making up for it with a hard off play here. As we are going back into P number 1, we're going to see how Kaya gonna try to make sure that their advantage increases, because if I'm being honest with you all, having a 20-point lead is not gonna be a deciding factor, at least not so far here in this game. And the side of Truly are quickly making sure that it is shown once again. The use of the operator is gonna begin on the side of Truly. Sparrow by the hands of Hi gets the kill at the distance onto Tabosin, goes for the next one, takes it, nearly a triple, not gonna be enough. The side of Truly gonna lose control, but the points, look at the points, they're also close to one another.
Ooh, hacks. Nice little track down from the player dropping down from the window. Trades are finally going to subside. Kaya Nation had numbers around the hardpoint for a moment's notice, but Truly still have better side of the map. Still 20 seconds left here at the end of P1, and Hi again has been on a tear. R9 shotgun, close proximity. We talked about it before we went towards that break. It is deadly in the hands of a player that knows how to use it in such a high level. Hi getting closer towards 30 eliminations. It's just an 18-point game, and the rotation towards P2 is about to be called for. You're going to have the grace period, but this battle up top might just be everything. Zolf's able to win it for top server control. Now it just comes down to the rest of their teammates to win the battles down low. Equalizer out from Hacks, only able to find one, but it helps out Zolf try to get a little bit closer towards the fray. Just one more player to be worried about. Esterosa outside on the outskirts will be dealt a swift demise. One player around the flank, though, got to be worried about it. Tavozine trying to at least get in from behind. Won't be able to find much of anything, but I love this from Kaya Nation. They're constantly circling players around, at least for the flank, but you have one player watching it at Fusion. He had the War Machine out. He was able to sniff out both of those flanks, but Kaya Nation still maintained presence in the time.
That's right. There's going to be the use of the claw at the hands of Tavozine. How much can he do? It's possible for him to destroy. Look at this, already continuing the reign of terror now. There's Joju. Oof, try to make it happen, not gonna be possible. Once again, Truly seemingly could try to just hold the spawns, but it's difficult. It's way more difficult to do so with only 4 players here on point number 3. The rotation already begins. 145, 125 for Truly. The 20 points disadvantage continues. The fight proceeds. There's gonna be the use of another operator, this time by the hands of John. John takes a kill, immediately buys the Dust Fusion, doing a lot of damage. There's the use of the Vortex. It's more than enough for the side of Kaya to maintain control. Once again, Truly want to get inside here of this hill, but without the operators, it's going to be way more difficult. Starosta with 1. Starosta looking for 2, eventually gets killed by his own explosion, and that's going to be the opening kill for the side of Truly.
Yeah, you still have a lot of time to fight over. Once that break attempt started to at least manifest, it was still 50 seconds left here. As far as P3 is concerned, Kaya Nation utilized their last operator. That was Esterosa's last little Sparrow. But it comes through for Hi to be able to open up the floodgates, but still, it's just not having that 5th player, right? I mean, you can't upset the spawns, and now you're going to have one player spawn behind enemy lines. It could go from bad to worse unless Hi continues to make magical plays like that. Will inevitably be traded out, but still all the time over towards B3, going towards Kaya Nation, and now Truly are lacking numbers on the rotation over towards 4. One player was already trying to sneak around the backside. It's going to be Jean Snack, able to at least get 1. He's inside the time currently, doesn't have assistance from his teammates. Not in enough time, but still in a forward position is Tavozine, who at least sent a couple players spawning out. Now here comes the break. Kaya Nation looking to build their lead.
Okay, 35 by Souls, 33 kills. They're gonna be taken down by this. You're getting inside there with a shotgun. The push from John was more than enough, 190. The advantage is now off 50 in favor of Kaya Nation, who continues to destroy the spawns, the hill. Everything is going southways for the side of Truly. They managed to do quite a great job, but it seems like they're losing control more and more as they try to overcome their trouble. It's just getting way too out of hand in here. 20 seconds left. They're trying to get inside, but immediately there's the double kill by John and the breakthrough inside of the hill. Jojo there with a war machine gonna do a lot of damage. It doesn't matter if he doesn't get the kills. He's preventing enemies from trying to get inside, and as such, Kaya is less than 30 seconds away from success. The use of the operator by the hands of Hacks not going to be enough. Gets a kill, immediately gets knocked out. We're going back for the third time here onto hill number 1 in what feels now to be the beginning of the end for the side of Truly on map 1.
Yep, 24 points are all that Kaya Nation needs. And Talvazine gonna whip out the claw to try to call game here. You also have a gravity vortex gun called out from Diz. 235 to 147, and somehow, some way, Truly have to muster up the courage just to try to work their way through these narrow choke points. Finally, both operators will dissipate. But where's Truly located at? Well, outside of the time, I think that they're just going to prepare themselves for map number 2 as Kaya Nation, with the numbers advantage through it all, will muster up the map number 1. 250 to 147 is the scoreline. Truly kept it competitive being down a single player. I think it's going to be quite indicative when we do look at the stats sheet to be able to see the KD ratios. Very close, if not ahead in slaying, but missing out on that 5th player, missing out on the potential for anchoring in breaking spawns will always be your demise when it comes to Summit HP.
That's right, and Kaya just doing their things. We saw Truly definitely had a chance, but said chance was not to be given away by Kaya. They knew they had to take this opportunity, and they do so in a great way. I would be lying if I'd say if it was easy, because it was not. It was a great effort on the side of Truly. Kaya had to definitely make sure that they were focused on what was going on, because like I mentioned, for at least I want to say 60-70% of that match, the disadvantage was only 20 seconds. Eventually that was broken, and as such, Kaya just definitely took the upper hand in there. But before we got to that point, it was an even playground in there. We're gonna see the kills, and we're actually going to notice that the kills are heavily in favor of Truly. Look at those numbers for Fusion, 45 to 24. For Hi 42 to 32. To 34, sorry. It's just that lack of a player loses so much ground for your team. They tried their hardest. They tried to make sure that they were taking value off of those kills, but the problem remained. If you spawn so far away from the hill, even if on the process of you getting to the point, if you get 2, if you get 3 kills, if by the time you actually get to the hill you get knocked out and you don't have the spawns, it's all over again. Yes, you get kills on the way there, but once you get there, you're killed. Not much you can do.
Oh, not much at all. I mean, look, you had all the eliminations in the world if you are Truly. The one thing you didn't have was a Forsaken, that 5th player to try to load on and potentially be the benefactor to either anchoring spawns, being the tip of the spears. That way, at least you were able to get all the time that we saw in 3 to 4, because it was a wave of gunfights more often than not coming through. A lot of 2s, a lot of 3s, and sometimes even 4 sprees coming through for a lot of Truly players. But it's just the numbers game at the end of the day. That 5th player always coming in for the last little trade required to be able to get the majority of time on Summit. That's just how the cookie crumbles at this point in time. So we'll have a 1-0 lead here for Kaya Nation as we set ourselves up for a search and destroy, and hopefully it'll be a 5v5. Only time will tell. Surely, I'm sure Prod will let me know when we are ready to get into that map number 2. Regardless of that all, I think that this is going to be a good confidence boost coming through from Kaya Nation. Look, and I know it's a 5v4, a little bit of a Mickey Mouse map 1 win, but a map 1 win nonetheless versus a very top contender when it comes down to North America Call of Duty Mobile, especially in recency time, going in towards this firing range search and destroy. Again, Yeoju was a real problem for everybody that they were facing through the open finals scene to be able to find value with that sniper rifle consistently. I think it's going to be a continuous test for Truly, who looked very, very good versus Tribe. Again, the one map mode combination that they beat Tribe in that upper bracket qualification match during open finals was a firing range search and destroy 7-2.
That's right, that's right. So Only time will tell. Hopefully, like you mentioned previously, we do get to see a 5v5, but as far as it goes, Kaya had the opportunity and took it. That's definitely, like you mentioned, going to be a boost in morale. They gotta make sure that they try to keep it going, even if we do, and I hope we do, see that fifth player coming through. It's important to keep it rolling, you know, to try to start snowballing, to make sure that if your opponents are already not in a great spot, just make sure to keep them there, right? If you already had the opportunity to lower the way or their mentality, it's important for you to try to do so. And well, for this next map, you mentioned Search and Destroy. Can you remind me, if you have it written down, the map that we're gonna see?
Yeah, it's Firing Range Search and Destroy's map too.
Right, okay. Well, there it is. Firing range is gonna be important once we do get to see sides. The side of Truly, well, they don't make mistakes, right? At this point, no more opportunity for mistakes. And as you all see on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue to be lacking one player on the side of Truly Proper. Take it away.
Oh, so 4v5, but I guess starting in a numbers disadvantage isn't the worst thing in Search and Destroy, but it doesn't seem that you have a single sniper prepared for Truly. Unless Fusion is just holding on to it, maybe in a one-off angle, but it is offense first for Kai Nation. Playing this very steadily, trying to be able to get the information. A little bit of a slide peek. Yoju won't be able to draw that first blood, technically speaking. Still poking and prodding for a little bit of position. Zolf was actually able to work his way all the way halfway up through jungle, but bit off more True. Diz strikes 3v5.
Alright, first kill. Gonna come through by the hands of Diz. No surprises there. There's another 4 Joju hacks. Try to push it forward. Try to be aggressive. Not gonna be helpful for the squad. 5v2. High with a kill. High with a double. High with a triple. Oh my god. What in the world was that? A quadra kill to all of a sudden destroy everybody. On the side of Kaya Nation, a huge lack of communication there as well. And that's because of how quick that happened. Oh my goodness.
Yep. That boy's a gamer. R9 shotgun in hand. Woo. Able to find 4, and hey, how to rectify an issue? Just put High in a close corner to be able to play like that. Hax will find that trait. And so already down numbers. Able to find a second though is Hax. So now you got a 3v3 on the map. The bomb has been patty caked inside of wood, and Zolf is just gonna waltz his way up through jungle into death. So 2v3. Numbers favoring that of the offense, but they seem to lack the information on where Hax might have relocated from. He's playing at a one-off angle outside of wood, inside of the courtyard. Tavazine is tasked to try to find him, and yeah, great read on the situation, but doesn't fully see the player, needs to slide out for the challenge. High will find that trade. That's information. Plenty. Got the shotgun, and you know he's playing in a one-off corner inside of wood. Esterosa will just swing slightly outside. Over by the courtyard, we'll find that elimination, and now we're tied up 1 apiece.
All right, there it is. Esterosa gonna close that one up. So far, 5 kills for High. That's not a bad number to be on round number 3. High here with the shotgun at a distance, gonna miss that shot. Kaya immediately trying to make sure that they are taking the kills. This is gonna take the first one to High, the most difficult player to deal with. It's already down. John with the kill into Fusion. Bomb is gonna be planted. 5v2. Only Solve and Hax remains. Solve yet to break through that window. Right now, not a pretty spot. They're trying to overcome this situation, but already having 1 less player and losing 2 more on the way is just awful to deal with. Hax with a double goes through the window. In the meantime, Solve gets the kill to Esterosa. All of a sudden, it's a 2v2. 3 kills gonna be taken. Jojo gonna make sure that is not going to be around. Immediately gives the information to his player, to his ally, that he was probably gonna be attempting to defuse that bomb. Safely takes that kill. That's another round for Kaya Nation.
Just really difficult to play firing range when you're down in numbers, let alone that you need to be the aggressor to be able to dictate the pace of these rounds. Even on defense, Nade ceremoniously yeeted over the toss of trailer. Got 3 players strong just lurking inside a trailer from True. I don't know if Kaya Nation are going to expect this if they continue on with this push. Got Hax playing by his lonesome over by the B defense. And all of Kaya Nation are just spraying all the way through the test dummies. We'll go 1 for 1 for Zolf. They're going to take that as a pick of consideration and maybe just try to rotate all the way back through jungle, but they left their flank wide open. Fusion just slides past bathrooms for 2, and Hi gets inside a wood scot-free. All Kaya Nation. You built such a beautiful meal, and then you spill the spaghetti all over the floor.
It's the second time now that we see them have the opportunity to just do their thing and close it up, and they can completely crumble into the ground. Just pure smithereens left for them, and that's a huge issue for them right now. They gotta make sure that they take the advantage, not just all of a sudden in the snap of a finger they're all down. Tabuchin takes that kill onto Hacks. Nate nearly takes him down though. Fortunately enough for him, that's not gonna be the case. But that's something that Kaya Nation has to take in consideration. You cannot allow your opponents to so, way easily take you down as such. Look at that. Fusion and Solve are gonna take 1 kill each. Fusion kind of has a gut feeling that they're planning his right. Goes for that kill. Not gonna be possible. Odin in hand does land a shot, but not a kill. 2v3. Jump with the kill into Hi. Opportunity opened here for the side of Kaya to take yet another round.
Time of the essence. Oh, this challenges everything. Tabazine gives up his life, not expecting him to lay put. Oh no, Esterosa. Oh, not like this.
Shot.
Not like this.
No.
Fusion with the pistol gets the last kill, has ample time for the defuse. Kaya Nation, not like that. Oh, you had so many good corners being played, so many easy kills, just fumbled. Now truly have a 1-round lead.
Incredible. Nearly emptying a full mag onto the opponent and not being able to take that kill. That's a tough pill to swallow there. At a distance, Joe, you're going to take the first block here on round number 6 before we flip spawns. Truly, somehow, some way, manages to have the upper hand on this search and destroy. It's a 5v4, but it's not enough advantage for the side of Kaya as they have struggled on 3 times now. Star also finds the kill into Solve. A 5v2. 5v1 now as Fusion gets knocked out. Hi on a 1v4 takes a kill onto Joju, but he quickly gets spotted by the opponents. That's gonna even numbers out. But I'm still heavily questioning how quickly Kaya can be torn into pieces.
Yeah, this should have been a 5-1 easily for Kaya Nation. I mean, there's 2 rounds back there when they go back and rewatch the VOD that they knew were incredibly winnable, but one bad maneuver, couple missed shots, gets windy over here by the B-bomb site. Now it's Truly's turn for offense. And this is where having numbers might actually favor you if you could just overwhelm one part of the map, but not having a sniper to be able to watch your cross, let alone have one inside of showers, to be able to play for the long flank that might come through should you execute over towards B, it's just simply not an option for Truly here in this map number 2. And you can see on a knife's edge, trying to work for this pick is Zolf. Off of any sort of information he's able to get for himself. He'd be in a 1v2 should he try to challenge this. Inside the smoke just challenges it. And Hi with the R9 shotgun will get that first pick immediately traded though from John Snack.
Okay, 1 for 1. 3v4. Hacks, Fusion, and Solve. Trying to make it happen. Minute on the clock left. Bomb in the hands of Hacks. Solve. That's the dust. Hacks tries to push forward now that they're on the offensive part of it all. Let's see how much they can do with Starosa right now. With a not so bad number of kills. 3. Not the best, not the worst. But that number definitely has to increase. Right here, Hacks with the opportunity takes 1, goes for 2 here with the whole grid, takes it like it's nothing. Is it an SMG? No, ladies and gentlemen, that's an LMG, that's a double, that's a triple, goes for the 4th one. Finally, gonna be stopped by John, but that's exactly what we're talking about, proper. How easily, truly just destroys Kaya. The second that they lose focus is when everything can be going to the ground for them.
Yeah, that's right. Momentous round potentially here for Kaya Nation, but Truly looking to up the ante a little bit. It's aggression. Again, the name of the game is probably to try to get Hi inside a trailer in some facet. He has an R9 shotgun, but able to get inside, and well, Diz is just not expecting for that challenge to come through as quickly as it did. So now full coverage of the A bomb site. 3v4, bomb's gonna get planted here at A. Got a one-off angle being played here with the DRH outside of American, and Tavazine will reclaim trailer control. Secondary Chow hacks. Just a little windy there in that moment, wasn't it? Kaya Nation, don't lose any more numbers after you got the R9 shotgun kill on the Diz inside a trailer. Kaya Nation, with their numbers, retake, and now put themselves 2 rounds away from taking a 2-0 lead.
All right, finally managing to make it happen on the side of Kaya, and still heavily questioning the mistakes that have happened so far, but let's see. Truly, you've done it in the past. Can you do it again, though? 2 rounds behind. At some point, you made it even, and even went 1 round in your favor. Can you do it again, though? Hacks here. Gonna be pushing for the opponent. Jojo with the first blood. Hacks answering back immediately. High to the ground. Fusion bitten by the stun of Jojo through the wall, and John, not gonna wait a single extra second, goes through that door like it's nothing, breaks through the skull of the opponent, and that's the round that positions Kaya on a 1-round map win here on Search and Destroy.
1 round away. That's all they need. 5v4, be damned. This is a massive moment for Kaya Nation, potentially. And an absolute blister on the back heels of truly playing this in a 4v5. Not just the first map, but also here in the Search and Destroy. So many winnable moments, potentially. Have to try to regain here and win 3 straight to force OT. And you can see just the pressure has amounted to a very slow push over towards A. Got 1 player defending inside a trailer still, that's Diz. Nice little pre-fire coming through from Zolf, just challenging inside of American, and then transfers on to Diz inside a trailer. Unbelievable, and High is also able to take down John. Now a 2v4 on the opposite side, and truly can do no wrong in this round. They found the information, they dissected the setup. 1v3 now in a post-plan situation. Good luck for Tavazine as he slides out through the middle of the map. Truly live to fight another round.
Trying there on that scenario is just way too difficult for Tavazine, but there it is. Another point for Truly. They're still alive. They're still swimming against all odds. Can they continue to do it, though? A single mistake, and they're out of map 2 as well. Nade's thrown. A lot of aggression coming down there by High. Already in the middle of the map, patiently waiting. Now with a shotgun, trying to get any sort of audio cues. I think he's heard him. Tries to go for it. John, with the quick scope onto the opponent, not gonna allow him to make them suffer. The player with the most kills on Truly is now down to the ground.
As the Bob is still lurking for a B push, though. Hax is still waiting for the confirmation on what Sulf and Fusion might be able to produce from the training dummies. Sulf, though, expecting the challenge on the opposite side of the wood panel wall. Hangs around for a little bit too long, and Esterosa will get that trade. 2v3. Hax was able to take down one on the opposite side, but loses his life for Tavazine inside of wood, and now you know where Fusion is located at. He was a part of this A entourage, just trying to maybe work a little bit of switch magic, but not gonna happen, you would assume. And I love this call out of the last remaining players for Kai Nation. Wait for the confirmation where Fusion is located at, and then react accordingly. You can start to see some of the movements happen inside of wood. Player playing just outside of the courtyard as well. Fusion's got a lot to do, and a decent amount of time to do it as well. He's gonna have a 1v1 immediately to his left. The pistol doesn't even check it. Tavazine plays the corner. And Kaya Nation gonna take a 2-0 lead with a 7-4 win here in the search.
That was not easy. That was not pretty, but it happens. It is a victory nonetheless. And a 7-4 yet again is what we see on Search and Destroy. Proper Kaya did it one way or another, managed to do it. Truly, it hurts to see it this way, you know? It always hurts to see it go down this way, but it is what it is. Mistakes happen or issues go in the way in here, as we can see the highlights of this map. I don't know, man. It's just in a scenario where Truly, of course, are trying their hardest, doing the best they can, but with one less player all time long, it is always a scenario where you are trying to retake control, and it's not always possible. It's just not.
Oh, not at all. And there's one thing we can walk away from is that you got to make sure that your substitute player is Bobby Buckets, because he absolutely would have been there slaying out with these Trinity players for sure. But Kai Nation win in a 7-4 fashion. It was tied 3-3 at the half. Tavazine shows up in a massive way, 12-7. And honestly, with Yoju, with that sniper, had a lot of bright moments, but we'll put an asterisk to the 6 and 8 because if I'm playing in a 5v4 and I'm getting first bloods the way that we saw from Kai Nation, I'd be ego channeling everything, trying to quick scope everything this side of the Mississippi. So the 2-0 lead comes through from Kai Nation in probably a very unclimactic fashion here in this 4v5 escapade, but we move over towards control. It's an Arsenal control. Again, where slaying is actually rather important, especially through the opening breakoffs. And this is where the conversation might start tour guiding to what we did see from the 4 players that are still playing here from Truly in that Summit map number 1. Again, outslayed their opponents, Akai Nation, still lost the map 1, some near about 103 points away, but the kills were just about everything. So long as you can still try to tiptoe around these zones and saw the clock, it might honestly go on map 4 if it stays 4v5. I don't know, I'm just here for the road.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I definitely feel like this is the point where Truly have to take this one home, right? They should, at least on paper, we saw it on Hardpoint, they should try to do it and repeat it back here on Control. And I definitely feel like the Hardpoint, if we do get there, that I gotta say, I feel like there's a high chance that we go there. It's difficult, but I don't know. Although we're in a 2-0 spot in favor of Kaya, they still don't gotta get comfortable. They gotta be feeling good, and that's important. They gotta keep it rolling, yes, but they still should not give this for granted because it's just not yet.
Oh, absolutely not. Again, you got to finish the story at this point. Like you cannot give up whatsoever. You got to go into this map number 3, continue to handle business the way that we have been seeing you do so far in this 5v4, and we're going to be seeing Kaya Nation going up against this status quo roster. Again, that'll then be the qualification match. The loser of this then drops down. We'll be facing up against Horus Esports. GSL style groups, again, we'll tour guide everything once we do get Lauren back into the mix here after this best of 5. But potential for Truly to at least force it into a map number 4 here for Control. Should things go their way, again, kills have been very, very good for them, but it just mostly around just playing for the objective. Not having that 5th player is very, very alarming, but again, love to be able to see the upset potential come through. Never thought that I'd be sitting here saying that Truly were the underdogs, but when you don't have a 5th player, sometimes this is how the cookie does crumble.
No, absolutely. They are, in this particular scenario, the underdogs, and let's see what they can do as we now begin. Oh, he's back. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. A 5v5 about to unfold, and they will definitely try to make it rain onto the opponents as Truly, ladies and gentlemen, are back in full power here on this upper bracket side against Kaya Nation.
Uh-oh, now you woken up, big brother. Forsaken's back into the mix. Let's see how this opening breakoff does start to dissipate through the middle of the map. Not a whole lot of presence to be able to hop on the control zone when you're all dead, I suppose. So we'll have to see how the resurgence comes through from the respawns. You got one player working on a very, very low flank all the way past the statue side. That's Tavazine. We'll have to see what he's able to produce. Maybe try to set up a little bit of a spawn trap. But the spawn trap only works if your teammates find the kills. I don't think anybody's told him this because now both zones are being captured, Gil.
That's right. Let's see. Right now it's 22 for each side. Hi gonna be knocked down by John. Out of distance, seems like Truly wants to capture Alpha. And probably Kaya may let that slide. Let's see. Right now this. Gonna find an opponent. Seiken. Right now, trying to make sure that he's being noticed right from the beginning with that first kill. Point is going to be taken in their favor, and that time is nearly 2 minutes out of distance. John with kill number 4. John has done such a tremendous job at just constantly annoying the opponents out of distance with that sniper. Now self-pushing forward. Gonna get 1, gonna get 2, goes for the 3rd, not gonna be possible. Hacks gonna take that kill back, but still not gonna be enough as Esterosa manages to defend in here, and the fight continues. And I gotta say, although Forsaken is back, the kills are quite even from one another.
Yeah, and you're already able to shut down the flank again. That's a big pickup coming through from Kaya Nation. Fusion's been working that flank for quite some time, so now your eyes can be set forward. Maybe try to look over towards the kitchen because you're still going to be worried about Zolf, who's trying to maybe manifest a little bit of a flank himself. But 2 players are overextending for Kaya Nation. One last alive here is Diz. He's inside of the cafe. trying to maybe find a couple of players. He's missed a couple of good timings. A couple audio cues come through, but he's still able to magically appear for a double kill. And then you also have Esterosa cleaning things up on the front side of this B control zone. Down to a minute, 13v6. Numbers favoring the Afrikai Nation as they stabilize the map once more.
What is this? What's going on? 13-6, only 6 lives left on the side of Truly. Gotta be cautious. No more spawns. Double kill for Starosa. And ladies and gentlemen, Kaya seemingly just waiting on the 5th to actually and properly crush enemies' dreams right now. 4v12. No more spawns for Hi, who surprisingly enough finishing off this first round with a single digit, with a single kill. Hacks with the gloves to the foot, actually. Gonna take that kill. Top scene with the opportunity with a double. Takes it home and proper. I'm not too sure what's going on, but Truly may have lost their mentality. Yes, they have the player, but do they have enough cold on their veins to actually overcome past demons? As this is just awful to see. It is awful to see, and I gotta be heavily favoring the side of the mentality because Truly, they're struggling now with their morale as well.
Yeah, oh, for sure. We'll have to see what offense you're able to produce here if you are Kaya Nation. Again, when it comes down to Arsenal, even back in BO4 when it was a new map, very defensive heavy. Being able to capture that B zone is very difficult with the head glitches that you do have at your disposal around that statue side. But it's going to be a tussle through the middle of the map. All 10 players are here going to have a 1v1 for the flank across the barracks side. Opening break off dependent. Kaya able to work a nice little pinch. Esterosa is also there with the Sparrow to join John with the equalizer. Investment ROI is immediately there. It's going to turn into at least a first segment and some superior map position to boot.
It is just so smart. So smart. They knew they had that round. They saved everything for now. That's going to be a double. And it gives the information for the third player in there. A few grenades are going to be thrown. The objective nearly going to be taken. There's the use of yet another operator in favor of Kaya Nation. This nation is trying to put that flag down. What in the world is Axe doing? It worked in the past. Not going to work again this time. 24-21. One objective is going to be down. And Truly still have things to say in this game, but it's not gonna be easy, not gonna be simple. From up above, there's gonna be the Pred missile by this that does not land onto anybody. This with the double, gonna be taken down by for a second, 22-16, and a 6-kill lead, still in favor of Kaya Nation, proper.
Sakin's third kill comes by way of popping a claw and then immediately traded out. Fusion will find 3. Hi, a little more bullets than it probably wanted with the Fennec, but still gets the job done nonetheless. And now you have the middle of the map open for Zolf to try to push. If you try to find a couple more players, I mean, there was Yoju that was watching that previously, but like 2 ships in the night, Tavazine will also pass by the flanking member there for Truly. Zolf will finally strike, but we'll go 1 for 1. So now map positioning is here. But this is the head glitch that I'm talking about, Gil. I mean, Fusion's just playing it to a fine tee with the Odin. Yeah, peek over one side. Good luck with this head glitch. Sees Yoju go to the planter's box. Has a war machine. Why not? Blow him out of the water. But the nade will land properly in his back pocket. Will dismantle him where he previously stood. But was the pressure good enough? Got one player working a very long flank for the spawn kills. That's going to be Tavazine. And it seems that you have one player that's been counting nameplates. Hax has not seen them in quite some time. But are you going to expect that Tavazine is already in the backside of your spawn? Going to be expecting a couple players to spawn up in front of him sometime soon. That of Forsaken has finally dropped. But on the opposite side, you got more kills to speak of for Truly. The Claw's going to get invested for Tavazine, looking for more spawn kills, but it's just a handful of more kills coming through. Someone needs to turn and try to help out with things. That's going to be Fusion. They'll try to take Tavazine out from this position. Is able to do so, but Truly have no respawns remaining. And you have operators also being pulled. Fusion opts into calling the Pred missile, or at least the Purifier is being invested by Zolf, but he's not finding any value with it. You got to start pushing forward if you are Kaya Nation, because you got all the numbers. You can at least get another segment, guarantee the round one way or another, whatever comes more natural. But Zolf inside of the vent is able to find 3 with the Purifier, the 4th there from the Type 19. Now Yoju, next up. 5 seconds remain for the round. Needs to try to touch the zone. Cannot win the 1v1 versus Zolf. Who goes up and finds another 2 spree? It's a massive spree coming through there at the end, and Truly just narrowly hold on.
Oh my god, a one-man army. Zolf stands his ground, burns everybody to ashes, and then, even without the operator, manages to keep them at bay. Truly doing an outstanding job, but specifically Zolf manages to give that round to the squad. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with a tie on round number 3, and that is going to be a huge boost for the side of Truly. They struggle on round 1, they struggle on round 2, they still manage to take the point, and now they're going to try to make it happen on round number 3. From up above, there's the Pred missile by Solve. Not going to land onto, oh, it does land onto Estarosa. This gets the kill onto Hax. There's not going to be a proper control so far on the side of Truly. But it's going to be important for Kaya now to lose control because they know what Truly are capable of.
Coming close to getting a couple more operators online here. Question starts to beckon when you start investing some of these resources for either side. 3 operators are online for Kaya Nation. Fusion starting to work a little bit of a route all the way through the ventilation. We'll start joining his teammate here on A, but it's just these 2 players strong. And well, Soul Fusion, yeah, that's apparently all you need, because now you have to go through the sliding doors if you are Kaya Nation, and that is just an absolute wave of bullets that you're going to be waltzing on into. This zone has been chalked. Kaya Nation are down 4 lives, and 60 seconds are going to get added onto the board.
Oh my god. Alright, Truly, you are showing your true colors in here. For a second with a kill there onto the enemy. I think that might have been only an assistance, actually. War Machine by the hands of Joju. At a distance, tries to push forward, takes that kill onto Forsaken. Not much more value gonna be taken off of that War Machine. They're trying to go for the spawn trap, but oh my god, Hacks with a Quadra, Hacks with a 5th one, Hacks looking for more. Whew. It seems like the pain is still heavily being felt by the side of Kaya Nation, as they are still not comfortable in here. 17-12. A few more kills are going to be taken in their hands. They're trying to turn it around yet again. 1 minute left, ladies and gentlemen. And the side of Kaya are trying to take another round. They got 3 operators available on both sides here. But there's also a couple of score streaks available in the hands of Solve. I'm not too sure if he'll decide to use them right now, or if he wants to save that for the next one. Here, from up above, we get this beautiful view of a 5-man push, ladies and gentlemen. They all want to push forward. Solve with a Pred missile will get intel as to where the opponents are at, and as such, they may proceed. They pretty much are trying on both sides to hold the respawns. Let's see who gets the advantage. The first one to get a kill or 2 could be a huge deciding factor on this gunfight.
And Kaya Nation had no idea where all this push was starting to happen. If you got 2 players to push all the way into the side of the spawn, 1 player around the plane in the middle of the map, and where all these players located at, finally going to strike all over to the back side of the staircase over by Statue. Hax will take down Estarosa. You got players inside the spawn. They're looking for all those kills. Fusion has a War Machine to try to back up this spawn trap. And yeah, he's just going to let them have it. The moment that you try to spawn, you're just going to get obliterated by grenades. Another 1v2 happening around the control zone, excuse me. And it's going to be Yoju that comes out on top of Hi there in that moment in time. He's only 1 player to worry about inside your spawn, by the way. He's still back here, by the way. Fusion's able to find another 2 more. No respawns remaining. It looks like Truly's trying to get this done the hard way. 2 zones have already been, or 2 ticks, excuse me, have already been captured here at B. Looking for the 3rd to maybe get started. 5 seconds remain. And now you have players around the zone. D's? Gravity Vortex gun? Investment? Question marks? Why? Able to find 2 though. 1v1 for the zone. And that means that the clock is going to start to dissipate a little bit more, but Diz over Chow. Sakin gets the turn. The Gravity Vortex gun invested. You had no respawns remaining. Truly are able to get 2 segments there on the captured of the B control zone, and they win off lives. Don't call it a comeback.
The heat of the moment makes them take a way too difficult decision of using that operator that they no longer have for this round. They have 2 more though. It's getting way too difficult now for Kaya. That's exactly what we're expecting, but not getting there in the way that we thought of. With the claw, gonna be pushing there. John with the kill. John looking for the double. Gonna end up here. Also, that was seen here with the claw as well. John taking a lot of kills over there, making sure that his allies are safe and sound while capturing Bravo this time around. They opt to the side to start off with this one at a distance. That also take 1, goes for 2, doing a lot of damage, and that helps more than enough for Tabosin, who somehow loses control of what was going on over there, gets taken down, but the kills are still in their favor. The objective has been captured, and the situation is heavily looking in favor of Kaya Nation once more.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, I love this look for Kaya Nation. They went over towards the B control zone first. That is throwing caution into the wind, but it works out for them. Now they have a 7-life lead over Truly's forehead. Second segment has been captured here today, and now you got to start working your way through these sliding glass doors. Yeah, this has round 5 written all over it, and now you're able to at least save some operators. No! You had that save for the upcoming round. If you're Esterosa, the zone got captured. Oh, that might come back to bite them in the rear end there, Gil. They utilized the Sparrow on an already won round, and that is potentially devastating. I mean, you still have 2 of your Kaya Nation, plus the 2 for Truly. It's going to be a head bash moment here for round 5.
I think this, it is incredible to see how their state of mind is having an impact on both teams. For the best of the worst is having an impact on both. War Machine gonna be used by both players at the same time. Jojo just killed himself with it. I don't know what happened over there. But Fusion does have his War Machine available still. Gonna be pushing forward as his allies capture the objective. Turning around. First take gonna be taken. John trying to defend. Not gonna be possible. Sarosa. The reverse kill over there. Odin in hand. Trying to look for more. Doing a lot of damage from 2 per second. Not gonna be enough. And the fight continues. Oh my god. Look at Tabosin tries to go for the spawn trap. Not gonna be done. But you see how confident in themselves they are as this is now here with the Vortex. Careful now, Proper.
Yep. And it seems that Truly members are very aware that that's a situation that they had to deal with. So 2 players strong will take down Diz, will not find value with the Gravity Vortex. Gun and Claw now invested on the opposite side before Forsaken is able to take down John Snack. And now he has full on cafe control. Doesn't think the player might be on the opposite side of those double doors. Not going to be the case at all. A-Zone was captured quite some time ago, so we have extra time to play with. And you also have lives if you are Truly. Solve. Not able to find value with the War Machine. It's going to be the returning of arms for Kaya Nation. That gets the B-Zone back in their favor. Still missing 1 player, though, and that's going to be High Hype. He's going to be waiting for his teammates to roll off the respawn to potentially find more kills. That way he could work a little bit of a spawn trap.
All right, okay. 18 to 19. Now B is going to be fought for now. Can they defend the side of Kaya Nation? So far they cannot. Sparrow in hand. High gets a double, gets taken down by Tabosin. Immediately pushes forward, tries to defend more. First stick is about to be taken on Bravo at a distance. John gonna be knocked. No, actually, he's gonna be the one to take that kill. 22 for Tabosin, gets knocked down by Hacks. Giorgio trying to regain control, takes 1, goes for 2, gets an assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the beginning of the end. Remember, Truly are already losing 2-0 in this scenario.
Still have plenty of time, though. 13v10. This could end via kills if you're able to get somebody to stop that zone. But again, the B-Zone control here on Arsenal. Quite a tricky one when it comes down to these head glitches, the ventilations inside a cafe. Just so many corners that members can be lurking at. And talk about a double body stack for Kaya Nation that's expecting this push to come through the front because they already found the kills to the middle of the map. Fusion will find a trade. But that's all Truly will find for themselves. Now, even lives. 8v8. Only operator that's online will be Tavazine. I only imagine that that'll probably be popped the moment that this push starts to escalate. And it's all coming from the front. Nades over the top. Statue control is here. But nobody checks inside the vent? Excuse me? Is this day 1 Arsenal control? Tavazine's able to find 2. But Fusion there with the War Machine able to equalize the odds, but immediately just blown to smithereens from Esterosa and John Snack. Answer back with 2 more. 5v3. 30 seconds remain. Can Truly do the impossible here? They've been playing 4v5 for the first 2 maps. They finally get Forsaken in the mix and now need to try to win this in a 3v4 fashion. All the battle through the middle of the map is actually going to end in a 2v3. 15 seconds remain. Truly need to try to step on the zone to try to stall the clock. Yoju misses a little bit wide, but Esteros is able to keep him alive. Now it's Hacks. 1v2. 10 seconds. And he's opting in for the flank. You gotta go, buddy. You gotta try to get close range with the Fennec, and the operators get popped. Good luck, have fun moment. 2 seconds, touch the zone. He's able to get the timing, but can't walk away with the kill. Yoju will blow him to smithereens. And even though you got the 5th player in tow, you still lose the map, and you lose 0-3 in the series. Kaya Nation will continue on here in the upper bracket side.
Incredible, just incredible what we just witnessed. Oh, I gotta say, I questioned the side of Kaya Nation in plenty of moments during this series, but on this final map where we actually got to see a 5v5, they didn't do bad whatsoever. They actually had a great fight against Truly, in all honesty, the way they played. Besides that, I want to say mistake they had against Solve. Overall, it was just incredible to see them actually fight a 5v5.
I mean, I said we could be in store for some surprises. I didn't know the type of surprises at the beginning of the day, but I did not have this on my bingo card for the first day of the challenge season here in NA. Either way, Truly's still not out of it. Okay, so we have to remember that they'll just drop down into that lower bracket and they'll still have an opportunity to play up against Oris next time. But right now, it's Kaya Nation who move on and will now have to face off against what looked like a very, very solid status quo. So proper, I mean, this is unexpected to be sure for various reasons, but still exciting nonetheless.
Yeah. Again, it's like you kind of pointed out there, right? It's exciting for all the wrong reasons, right? You get a 4v5, you got a lot of rounds that were very winnable by Kaya Nation that probably should have ended in a 5-1 half on that firing range search and destroy. Still kept it competitive. You get outslayed by 4 active members for Truly on the Summit HP, and then the control happens in such a decisive way there at the end. It was just excruciating watch, and I'm sure very painful for Truly knowing that their road becomes an extra best of 5 long to qualify for the next stage.
Yeah, I don't think that they will be discouraged by any means, because obviously playing down a man is not a reflection of your ability or your squad's cohesiveness. Just like you said, Proper, it's just going to be a little bit extra work for them to get to the point of the competition that I think in their head they were probably already shooting for. But nonetheless, potentially, once again, a golden opportunity here for Kaya, Gil.
Yeah, and it's just that Kaya, to say they have had a bumpy road was an understatement. But they still managed to deliver. That's what happened. They managed to do it. And what's important for Truly is that they at least have 5 players, because, ladies and gentlemen, remember, they will be moving on to the lower bracket. They still have a chance to continue. And if you're continuing on the lower bracket, the last thing that I would like to see is for them to be fighting a 5v4 all over again, right?
I think that this is going to make for an exciting finish to today for what we've seen out of our matches here so far. Everybody at home, you guys can see reflected, obviously, in the bracket here. Like I just mentioned, Truly down there will go up against Oris Esports later on in the challenge season. So if that's a team you guys are following along with, don't worry about it. Nobody's out of the competition yet. We're just trying to find out who the first team that claims the spot in the challenge finals is, which is what we are just moments away from finding out. It'll be a battle between Status Quo and now Kaya to see that first team and who claims their spot to continue on in this regional battle. But before we even get to that point, we're going to give our teams a little bit of time to get themselves reset and ready to go for the last match of the day. So it's time for a short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series. We're moments away from getting into our last match of the day, and I misspoke earlier before the break. It's not the qualification match on the upper portion of our bracket. We're actually going to be doing the first lower bracket matchup, which will be between Aorus Esports and Truly. The last opportunity for either one of these teams to continue on in the competition, as whichever team loses will now be out of the competition, whereas the one who wins will stay alive and wait to fight whoever loses the matchup on that upper half of the bracket. So this is going to be an elimination match, which means all the stakes are on the line. I can't wait to see how it goes. Also, don't forget to do our QR code survey scan. It just popped up there on the screen. Tell us your thoughts about the program and be entered to win a $100 gift card. It could not be any easier, okay? So just let us know how you feel we've been doing here so far. But let's start talking about this matchup. Aorus Esports, we saw both these teams play earlier today, but obviously Truly having a little bit of a atypical start to their competition, we'll say here proper. Now they should have the full 5 ready to go.
I mean, you're sitting here talking about second chances. I think the one second chance that we definitely need for Truly is the second chance to play with all 5 of their members from the roster. Which is just a crazy conversation just to immediately start that's how you wanted this entire day to go. Obviously, maybe not by design nor by choice. This is just the hand that they're dealt. Now they're in the lower bracket versus this Aorus Esports roster. We saw even with their full-fledged 5-player might, Truly can definitely still be taken over by that Kaya Nation roster we saw just a few moments ago.
Well, Gil, we've got our map picks coming through as we'll be starting things off here with the Summit Hardpoint.
That's right, was what I was looking at. Summit Hardpoint to begin with, Truly opts for it, then Search and Destroy Tunisia. Moving on to some control on Raid, Hardpoint on Hacienda, and we could finish on a Search and Destroy on Firing Range. This set of rotation, I would like to say more about Truly, but I gotta be agreeing with Proper in the sense that the second chance is playing with 5 players, which is just insane to say.
Well, I think we'll get a little bit more information as we get to see them play. The game is starting, though. We're not keeping things slow anymore. We're moving, boys. Let's just get into it.
Oh, we schmoving now. I mean, hey, here on the East Coast, it just struck 10:20. I don't even want to know how many monsters our production office across the waters are at this point in time. One last best of 5 to bring us home here on this evening, Gil. And hey, one last chance for either of these two squads to potentially get closer towards the next stage here in the SPS Season 5 for the Challenge stage. And well, starting off here on the Summit HP is something that we saw even Truly in a 4v5 versus Kaya Nation. The boys got the gunnies for sure.
That's right, you know them, you love them. Truly and Horus fighting off. And to begin with, Horus will get inside of the hill by the hands of DDoS. DDoS inside of the hill with a shotgun will try to prevail as his allies try to keep him safe. And so far, doing a fantastic job at activity. Now DDoS trying to outsource where potential more enemies may be coming from, and this is a near perfect start for the side of Horus, doing a tremendous job at rotating players in and out of the hill. Incredible performance on the first half of the match.
Yeah, again, this was a conversation I brought up for Truly when they put up against Tribe in the winners bracket qualifier for open finals in that stage. During the maps 1 and 3 for the respawns, like, they were finding kills, surely, but they were losing positioning on the map. This time, they're just losing both. I mean, Aorus Esports, talk about a start out of them boys. 47 points to the good. Almost about a full 60 here on P1, which is very unheard of for Summit Hardpoint. Them Aorus Esports boys gonna be feeling pretty darn skippy about themselves going into P2.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta sting on the side of Truly, as they didn't manage a single second, did not manage a single point on the first kill. Now the second one, they do control for a couple seconds, but immediate retake by the hands of Horus. We are now in a scenario where Truly maybe crumbling in a sense. I feel like they just had such a different expectation as to what may happen on the last series, that at this point in time they are just fighting their own minds. Man, this could have happened, that could have happened. At this point, the past does not matter. What matters is the now, and right now, Horus are doing a fantastic job in this game.
I mean, they're eviscerating them. Like, this is not a normal scoreline that you would assume, especially with some of these players for Truly. Keep in mind, you both Forsaken and Hax played on this Truly roster. They got top 3 last season of the Snapdragon Pro Series, just missing out on Mobile Masters. That we thought that with this whole creation of this new Truly roster, that it could be that next step to potentially making a championship caliber team, let alone being able to make it to the next stage. But it's not looking likely whatsoever. The rotation towards the ski lift is here now to say, going to be able to answer with 2 as soon as the hill does pop. Gravity Vortex gun comes out from hit marker, because why the hell not? You've already built this lead. You've already got some operators, so resource advantage is going to be a massive one. If it's not hit with the Gravity Vortex gun, you still have the Hooser alive there with the Sparrow finding infinite value continuously. 30 seconds have already been captured here on P3 for Horus Esports, and Truly still struggling to even get towards the front door.
Side of Truly struggling to do anything whatsoever. They finally managed to break through it, but for how long? What was that? 1, 2, maybe 3 seconds? At this point, Horus are already breaking through triple digits. Ladies and gentlemen, we're barely moving on to point number 4, and the advantage is just out of this world. The rotation is gonna be there. I gotta give that to Truly, but it's not gonna be enough though. That's the biggest concern. That's the biggest question. This time though, they're finally getting kills. But yet again, the positioning is the thing that they're struggling with the most. Right now, they got the control of the respawns, but they don't have control inside of the hill. There's Hid trying to go for the kill, gonna be taken down. Truly doing the same against DDoS. There's gonna be the use of the equalizer by Hax, trying to get inside, get some assistance. Second attempt, gets the kill, and that is the break finally in favor of Truly. But proper, the advantage, the 100 points lead. What is this?
Yeah, I mean, this is just not what you want to see if you are a fan of Truly at all. Zolf's going to pull out the Purifier just to maybe try to secure this back 30 seconds, and to say that you need it going in towards the second set, it's just putting it lightly. Zolf will be able to find himself a couple. Forsaken is also there to be able to go on a little bit of a 3 spree. Still have one more ditched effort coming through from Horus to potentially try to break this, but Zolf's still alive. Still has a few more areas of effect with this Purifier. Finally runs out of time to do it, but Hunter Killer Drone won't be able to find much of anything whatsoever, but a very successful P4 at a moment's notice. Truly definitely needed that. They cut the lead down to just 60 seconds, and I know that makes it sound like it's insurmountable, but Horus Esports were leading by about 103 going in towards P4, so Truly might be the step in the right direction. You just need to try to contest P1 as well. Hi has been very good with this R9 shotgun, even in a losing 4v5 format versus Kaya Nation not even a few moments ago. You need some of that plus a bag of chips if you want to try to claw your way back in this map 1.
You finally stopped your opponents. Now you gotta start pushing yourself against them. This point in time, yes, they have decreased that disadvantage, but once again, we're back on P1, and it's yet again Horus's control. Right now, Horus getting inside, 19 kills. Has the opportunity to use the Sparrow. I don't think he will, at least as of right now. Finds a kill, goes for the second, gets a lot of intel. That's gonna be for hit, goes for 1. Misses a lot of shots there with his opportunity, and as such, Truly makes up for the past mistakes at this point in time. Once again, 60 seconds is the difference between one another. So we will have the opportunity for Truly to try to keep it rolling, because Horus is still not making it easy.
Oh. And they will not relent either. We even saw that even though they got 100-point clubbed on Apocalypse, at a moment when they finally have themselves in an advantage, they continue to press all the way forward. But their operator usage has been absolutely sublime, and Truly just have had no answer for it whatsoever. Hi with the Sparrow this time around is going to drop down, only finds himself 1. And then in the trades alone, Horus Esports are still very much so coming out on top of this P2 escapade. It's the Claw, now in the hands of the Say, able to go for the drop shot, and then the long-range spray will take down another over by the scaffolding. Fantastic display of might coming through from Horus Esports, but the push is starting to manifest all the way through the middle of the map, trying to get themselves in towards this 30 seconds. Hacks for 2 will at least get themselves more presence, and that means that Hi can press up with this R9 shotgun. Loses his life to Kato. And a couple more players for Truly actually overextending, and this has gone disastrous for Truly again, trying to at least get themselves to triple digits. But Horus are playing this so phenomenally here, Gil. Not only are they able to at least keep the end of P2 scrappy, they still maintain presence on the better side of the map ahead of P3.
They're making sure even if you're trying to get the scrap time, you gotta work for it, because if not, you're not gonna get any extra seconds. Now, once again, rotations there for Horus. Can they keep the same pain? I think they can, and they probably will. In here, Hopper in, sorry, not Hopper, the R9 for the hands of Horus. They're trying to defend, use a few operators, but they immediately lose their lives. Still though, Hits alive. Kato with the War Machine out of distance will manage to defend his ally. He's just patiently waiting, getting yet another kill, this time on the high. Paper plane on the ground, gonna fly by. Let's see if he can get a kill out of distance. Gets knocked out, doesn't matter. His ally is there to do it once again. The advantage breaks through the 100 barrier once more. And ladies and gentlemen, truly are in desperate need to be able to cool off, because proper that time they had in between series was not enough for them to, well, I guess rebuild themselves after such an L that they suffered just now.
And you would hope that the regain would come sooner rather than later for Truly, but it's not in this map mode combination, not a map one here in our lower bracket opening round, but versus Horus Esports. 228 to the good. Back to P4. One good break is all Horus need. Luckily enough for Truly, at least Horus don't have any operators who immediately try to break this. It's actually going to be Hax that pulls out the equalizer first, is able to find himself two, sets up Zolf to be able to find the third within that entire incursion that Horus were trying to put together for themselves. Able to reset themselves ever so slightly, and Hax is still finding more kills with the equalizer. It's the high ground control, but nobody was watching the push all the way through the snow area, and a couple kills do get responded by for Horus, but still Truly have the closer spawns. They can try to reinforce this hard point, but you still have Horus knocking down the door. One more player to maybe try to spearhead this would be Kato, but reinforcements aren't really nearby. And this is when you need to start asking yourself, how much do you want to try to invest into this? If you are Horus Esports, it seems that the answer was made for them with Zolf pulling out the Purifier. Back 20 seconds might be contested here for DDoS. He's able to sneak his way all the way through from the scaffolding, and Hit's able to find another kill. There's not enough time for them to close it out here on P4, but Truly desperately trying to hold on for all this time while also winning the rotation. Back into the server room we go.
Oh my god, it's 228, 156 for Truly. We're back onto P3. The use of the operators is right around the corner. Two gonna be popped right on the back by the hands of Horus. The claw is gonna be taken down. There it is, Fusion with the triple kill. As the initial hold by the side of Truly. They gotta make sure that they keep it right now. High with the shotgun will get that kill onto the Usher. Immediately turns around, tries to make sure that his allies are safe at a distance. Even Seiken doing what he was missed for, which is just kills at the mid to long range there. Forsaken with the kill onto DDoS. Hax managed to get another kill. There's gonna be finally the retake by the hands of Sorus. All they need is 20 seconds. This could be the beginning of the end. The use of the operator by the hands of Hit. Maybe all they need. They are inside. They're not losing control. All they need is 10 seconds. The triple kill there. The quadra now by DDoS. And the pain continues. Ladies and gentlemen, Truly are about to suffer yet another defeat. And this time, there's no excuses. There's no real reason as to why they're struggling but their own mistakes. And which has to be said, is past mistakes. We've seen them struggle like this before, and it seems like they have not been able to redeem and to patch with the areas where they're lacking a lot of control.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. Like, there are plenty of reasons on why Truly had faltered here versus Horus Esports. It was just Horus that were exploiting it time and time again. And it even goes beyond just the slaying as well. It's just the map positioning, superiority as far as power positions are concerned. It just felt like Horus Esports had that all the way through and through the first and second set of hard points. Let's be candid with ourselves. Besides that P4, that's where Truly really started to come alive. But once you started to see some of the operators come online as well, Horus Esports were just utilizing their operators more reactively comparatively, where Truly were using them quite desperately, I should say. The slaying will be I guess not as skewed as we once thought. Truly actually had a lot of good kills on the map, and we even saw that in their Summit map number 1 versus Kaya Nation. Even in a 4v5, they outslayed their opponents, but Horus Esports' continuous setups, not only for breaks, but continuous holds, built themselves an insurmountable lead. 250 to 183 is a much respectable scoreline than what it could have been, but Horus Esports able to start off like a bat out of hell.
And okay, we're moving on to more of plays where they are comfortable with. It's gonna be search and destroy. You still gotta question this respawn game modes for the side of Truly. You can't be just pretty much solely relying on the S&Ds, because with just S&Ds, you're not gonna win a best of 3, you're not gonna win a best of 5, you're not gonna win a best of 7. So in order for you to get there, there's areas that you definitely have to improve. But on the other hand, Horus, they had their fair share of struggled, and that's why they are on the lower bracket. Let's be reminded, they were dominated by the side of status quo. That's exactly why they went down here onto the lower bracket. But right now, they did manage to, you know, keep things from the past right there, not to look at them no more, and make sure that the future is what they're looking for, and it's not looking bad whatsoever. They did a great job on map 1. They will try to repeat now on map 2. They gotta know, because they have to know, that their opponents are way better on S&D. So let's see if they were prepared, because we are jumping right into map number 2.
Yep. And there's one map that Horus actually played very, very close to status quo, and I say this very loosely, was actually the firing range search and destroy map number 2. They were able to win a handful of rounds and ended in a 7-4. Tunisia. It's going to be potentially another one for Truly to try to claw their way back. Again, any map win would be massive for them at this point. 3v3. The scuffle over by the A bomb site has finally dissipated. Now down to just a handful of throwables that are left, but you still have a couple of Truly players hanging around the joint here at the A bomb site. Just a couple more trades, 2v2. Snipers in the hand of a majority of the players, but now it's just hit marker, 1v2. Just playing this box, has them both lined up. He got damage into the second player, but Fusion will end up getting the better of him in that regard. Just barely holding on. Truly will win the first round.
Okay, well done. Double kill there for both Fusion and for second. They did sweat a good chunk in there as they were on their last player, but they do it. Truly first round. They take the first hit. Can they take the second one as well? At a distance, they does. Was trying to throw a nade, but suffers a lot of pain in the process. Fusion finds the first blood onto DC. Decided Truly seemingly want to go for Bravo, but they gotta be cautious. They gotta be careful. It's not gonna be an open window. There's gonna be, that's gonna be the 1-2 combo as they begin to sandwich the opponents by the hands of Horus now.
Yep. But it'll at least work that first blood again. This is what Horus were able to do on firing range versus status quo. It mostly came down to finding those opening duels. Because there's also there with a sniper rifle in hand to be able to help out those odds. We know how much value you could find with snipers. Didn't see the barrel. Yeah, he absolutely did. Nice little slide chow coming through here from DDoS. Will uproot hacks from that 1-for-1 corner. Oh. Bomb is dropped in a very precarious position here. It's a 2v4. Truly or surely not out of this yet. And don't call me Shirley, because Hayden Cat are going to find those last 2 kills. Horus, strike back, evened up.
Striking back immediately. Well done by the side of Horus. They definitely did a great job at making sure they were taking value by taking a kill. Doesn't matter if you're defending, if you're making sure that you're putting your opponents in a difficult situation, it's more than enough. Nades flying by. Sol's gonna be stunned. Doesn't matter too much. Right now, the side of Truly no longer want to go to B, want to go to Alpha. Dito's gonna get a kill, but gets taken down himself. The refrag happening second after the next one. What in the world is going on all of a sudden? Only one player alive on the side of Horus. That's gonna be Dusher versus 3 players. Bomb is gonna be planted by the hands of Hacks. 1v3, nades thrown. The Chandra in the hands of this player from the side of Horus. Let's see how much he can do in this difficult situation.
Yeah, this is a losable situation if I've ever seen it. I mean, look at the spread across the bomb site. You got one player watching the flank, one push all the way up. It's going to be high. You see the glint of the smoke. He challenges it, excuse me, through the railing? Yeah, we'll take that all day. 18 seconds remains, and there's just not enough time to be able to work these last 2 picks, let alone get the defuse. He's going to slide through the mid archway into a Hail Mary of bullets. I mean, if he hit that one flick, maybe he might have a good chance to find the second, but time surely not on their side, not that time around. So truly, of a very methodical rollout there in the round number 3, able to get the job done. They left High to lurk inside a winery while the rest of their teammates pushed through mid. It worked.
It definitely did. All they had to do was wait for this exact scenario to happen, and he pays off. 2 rounds now in favor of Truly. Self pushing forward, gonna go for that kill. Takes it like it's nothing. Kato though, he finds the double. High with a kill onto D, so you're gonna remember that for the future. Kato with a triple. Kato with a quadra. Quadra looking for the ace in here. Finally gonna be taken down, but the damage is done. A quadra kill for Kato is more than enough, ladies and gentlemen, to secure yet another round in favor of Horus. This is getting pretty spicy, Proper.
Yep, sure is. And when it comes down to Tunisia, there's only so many different set plays that you can offer for yourself, but it's the reactions that we definitely talk about when it comes down to defenders. Let's see what the continuous adaptations will be. All the way through the arches, all hit. The sniper going to take down Self. Caught him in a mid-reload. There's still trades galore, and so long as hit is on the map, you know it's going to be a big problem when the boomstick is in his hands. Forsaken, High, left in a 2v odd situation. High now last alive, has an R9 shotgun versus 2 snipers. And you probably know how this goes. Well, I wasn't expecting it to happen like that. Potential winnable situation with R9 shotgun. I'll keep it a buck 50 with you, and you can hold the change. But regardless, Horus Esports will answer back with 2 rounds in a row. They'll flip the lead.
That's right, another point for them. Got the opportunity to close this first half with the advantage. Can they actually do it though? Or is it gonna be right on even? Back to the beginning, no advantage for everybody. Oh my god, through the wall. Gonna find the first blood there onto Seiken. Now through the smoke, can he find yet another kill? Dusher looking for it. Here's the shots. He's gonna be defended by DDoS. DDoS there, loses an ally, goes with a double, takes it like it's nothing. 3v2. Player is gonna be in favor of Horus. There's gonna be the answer back by Fusion to even numbers out. 2v2 hit. Trying to go forward. It has to be cautious all the way around. We're gonna see the walkthrough by the hands of Disay. Maybe the surprise factor in here. They sort of know that there may be someone coming from the back. They're absolutely right. In here, Disay takes the kill onto Fusion. 2v1, bombs on the ground. Actually, not on the ground, it's in the hands of High. 1v2. High has to make it happen, or else that's going to be a really bad situation to be at for Truly.
Oh, Disay and hit. They think that it's actually going to A. And High's chasing Ghosts. Oh, he's going to be right behind this entire play.
No.
The more time that they hesitate, did he see them? He might have known about it. Oh, he's going to take an optional route to try to get up top around the staircase. And he's got time for this as well. Oh, this is so smart, but the save pops up. Wow. Oh, that could have gone nasty. But good recognition coming through from Horus Esports. They cleared all the A bomb site, didn't hear any sound cues whatsoever, didn't see anything around mid. Bomb wasn't planted at B either. Surely he was going to be trailing us on that route. Horus Esports win 3 on the bounce and take a 4-2 lead. Now the sides have flopped.
When finally able to show their true colors, Horus is showing true level here. True control now over their opponents. 4-2. Can they take one more? I gotta say I love this skin, by the way, for the MG42. Not gonna be about the skin, it's about the shots you hit, and that was not the case for Hacks. 4v3, player lead gonna be in favor of Truly. Beautiful view for how we see Horus organizing their push towards B. Gonna manage to push through. Seiken at a distance with the sniper, takes one. Disay takes another. Kato there.
Oh no.
Gets the kill, but gets executed by, I think that was Solf, if I'm not mistaken. Round for Truly, they managed to secure the first round of the second half.
Yeah, and here's the thing, it's just about Tunisia. It's search and destroy within a nutshell. It is very defensive favored, so getting those 2 rounds for Truly is definitely admirable. Want to see if Horus can take this advantage and try to close things out. Just a couple offensive rounds is all that they need, 3 to be exact. And they're taking this rather gingerly through the middle of the map, just maybe trying to find a couple picks before they decide on which bomb site they like the most.
Let's see though. Still a minute and a half left, so plenty of time to get Horus to figure something out. Few nades are thrown. Not much has happened. Oh, careful there. I'm looking at the minimap in high. Looking to go for the aggressive play as well as hacks. High. Going for the surprise play. I really hope that we get a chance to see him. There you go. Takes the kill. Takes the double. High. I call it in there. It's going to allow Solve to get the kill onto Kato. DDoS answers by eliminating Seiken. Disei on an awful spot. He has no clue that his enemy's there. Manages to take the kill, but there's Fusion to knock him down right afterward. DDoS, the only player alive for the side of Horus, takes a kill onto Fusion, turns around, but High finds the triple on this round to even it up. That's 4 each. And the side of Truly, once they get that defensive role, they show how important this side is to get as many points as you can.
High's really starting to benefit from all the information that Fusion and Co are gaining through the middle of the map. With the R9 shotgun just starting to lurk through these hallways. It's a full winery push this time around for Horus Esports. Up top, though, Desai is going to get the better of High. Missed with his opening spread. And numbers just completely tidal waving over all of the might that was once Truly on this defensive side. Full bomb site coverage. Bomb's going to start being planted here at A. Gives time for the defense to maybe try to readjust themselves, but DDoS is going to find some information, gets the better of Hacks, knows what the last player is located at, and Kato is there for the assistance to make sure his teammate stays alive. It's 1 round closer towards a map 2 win. Horus Esports now up to 5.
1 round closer. They know that the hard point is not that great, and they took it. They know hard point was not going to be easy, and they still managed to either keep it tied or they have a small lead going their way. Let's see if they can continue to do so. Oh my god, such a shot there for Dusher. Seiken bites the dust on that one. Right now, perfect opportunity for the side of Horus to try to go forward. There's going to be the push there by Solve. Takes that kill to even numbers out, 4v4.
8 over the top. Lands in the middle of the A bomb side. Doesn't even tag a single soul of Truly, so no information for Horus Esports, just death. So I have one player that's lurking over by the B bomb site, and it seems that's exactly what Horus Esports wants to try to do. Fusion's gonna elect to try to come boast this defense alongside Hacks, who's playing in this one-off corner with the Fennec. And is patience a virtue for Truly? They have the read on the situation, and Horus Esports are slowly moving their way on the red side of the map, just trying to get themselves over towards this B bomb. Any sort of information is going to be a good one. Yeah, DDoS is going to start seeing the bullets start to fly. It's an angle that is currently being played by Fusion, but still loses his life. Dusher is able to find himself too. Oh, not like this at all. It completely falls by the wayside now, 1v1. Sniper versus shotgun. Something's got to give, and High gets caught with a sprint. It's the close range sniper rifle that gets the job done. Horus Esports now just 1 round away from taking a 2-0 lead over Truly.
Gotta love to see it, man. Gotta love to see it. Incredible. Truly with their backs against the wall for the second time tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the last nail in the coffin for Truly as they continue to tear to pieces. DDoS with the first DDoS, immediately pushing for more. Second answers back, goes for the kill. There it is. DDoS finds the revenge frag on his ally. Kato with a kill to High. The hopes, the dreams, Truly falling apart. Only Hacks alongside with Fusion. The bomb is being planted. The kill is there for hit. Kato is getting taken down. Still not gonna be. Now Fusion is gonna be executed with a perfect hit by Hit himself. Ladies and gentlemen, yet another 7-4 on Search and Destroy that we see. And it is once again against the side of Truly. Horus did an outstanding job time and time again. They did struggle more than a couple times, but they managed to rebuild themselves, and that's a well-earned victory to settle a 2-0 lead in favor of Horus.
Again, a 4-2 half. Really thought that Truly was going to start cooking. They were able to win the opening 2 rounds, but just 3 rounds are all Horus needed, and they started to dissect where Truly were located at. And it's mostly just the sniper presence that's coming through from Horus that was just so much more emphatic. I mean, Forsaken with the sniper rifle was finding a couple picks here and there, surely, and it was trying to set up High to try to lurk with this R9 shotgun, but Horus Esports, I mean, whether it was homework, whether it was just staying warmed up, in between watching Truly play their last series versus Kaya Nation and losing 0-3 emphatically to status quo, that they come to absolute play. Look, Search and Destroy was the closest map that they played versus status quo. They took 4 rounds off of a very good team, and you can see that that was a continuation coming in towards this best of 5. 11-9 out of Kato. DDoS had 13-7. Those Fennec plays and lurking moments that he had, just reacting off the information his teammate was giving him continuously with the cross angles being held, was sublime to say the least. Truly are a shadow of their former self.
Absolutely. And I mean, for a second, I don't know if he got late to the party. I don't know if he didn't get a chance to warm up. I don't know if he's having issues. I just know that for a second, in a way or another, is just not being himself. He's not providing the value that one would have expected for the squad. You said it yourself, the sniper presence took a key part onto either winning or losing these rounds, and Forsaken, although he hit some nasty shots as per usual, it was just not enough. It was just not enough. They needed either he or somebody else to step up a little bit extra, because constantly we would get rounds ending up on a 1v1, a 2v1. You know, it's not necessarily that we were constantly a 5-5-0 sort of scenario on these rounds. It was sort of close. They needed just that extra punch that did not hit.
No, it did not. And again, this is a continuation of the conversation that we've been having as far as global competition is concerned. Again, when it comes down to Search and Destroy for North America on a global stage, such as when we had LG versus Godlike, faltered on that meltdown. When it comes down to North America versus Chinese teams, S&D is their bread and butter, baby. They love that game mode. It is not going to cut it, not with what we've seen so far on this day, maybe barring a couple rounds that came through from status quo there on the firing range Search and Destroy. But we still have all Group B to fully judge all of North America Search and Destroy when we start talking the likes of Nexus as well as Tribe Gaming as well. This is all in preparation to see what these teams do look like on a global stage. But we know that's what North America primarily needs to focus on, especially walking away from Worlds just this past winter there at DreamHack Atlanta. So it's a 2-0 lead, and unfortunate to say for Truly, even though they have all 5 of their players now, Gil, are still down 0-2. They have yet to win a single map. We thought it should have been an easy win versus Kaya Nation. They loaded in 4v5 2 maps in a row. They lose the control in round number 5. Now we get set up for this raid control in between Truly versus Horse Esports, and I'm truly worried for Truly themselves, because they got completely outplayed when it came down to the map number 1. They outslayed again and still lost 250 to 183. Inexcusable. Do they win this map number 3 and at least push it to a Hacienda map number 4?
I don't know, man. I'd like to say so, but it's just, I want to say a toss-up for Truly, but at this point, it's just not their day. Not only their map, their series is not their day in here. One way or another, they got into this awful situation, and oh my goodness, they are suffering like crazy. They've lost 5 members of this initial fight. DDoS gonna get another douche with the next hit, capitalizing on the destruction from his allies. They are now all collapsing onto the opponents at the same time, and Bravo is not going to be captured in here. They are going once again, trying to go for Bravo. Look at DC with the perfect opportunity for the double. Gets an assistance, no, gets a kill, and nothing more than that. That should have been way better for him. Not gonna be the case. Doesn't matter too much. Like a hit through the smoke, he hears them, takes that kill, goes for more, gets taken down. The objective still gonna be captured by the hands of Truly, but the lives, the kills, is what I'm questioning the most for the side of Truly.
Yeah, surely. 22v16 now. That B zone has been captured, so add an extra minute onto the game clock. And kitchen control so far for Horus Esports, or it was there, I should say, but the one player that's pushed up would be High. He's all the way back behind Laundry, trying to push all the way through jungle maybe, but again, he's got an R9 shotgun, so at an AR's distance, he should have the better of a lot of these different opponents, but has a secondary AR to be playing with. Hit Kato, able to triple on down together. That will completely reset the middle of the map and set up Dise for this nice little flank all the way through the P5 rock area. Able to find the first. Dolph is there for the trade, at least on side of the pillar, and actually wins a massive 1v1 versus DDoS, who goes to the drop shot inside a kitchen. And now the push is starting to manifest. Double the alives. Do Horrors have over Truly's head, but do not count them out. They are marching across the pool side trying to stop that clock at A.
Yeah, we've seen how Truly, even with just a couple of players, can surprise you all of a sudden, but still, no more extra lives, no more respawns on the side of Truly. You're down, you're out. In here, hit, trying to push towards bar. Kato with a kill into Fusion. Oh, Dusher on the kill. Onto Solve. High, Seiken falling one after the other. Only hacks remain, and they may know where he's at. No, they don't. They thought he was elsewhere. The second he starts shooting, they know where he's at. They're gonna go for that kill. Takes the first, takes the double. Great interaction there for hacks, but it's just near impossible. 1v10, ladies and gentlemen, and this round is truly going against this player of hacks. He has the opportunity to get a kill, get a 2, maybe here and there. They know that he's capturing. At this point, it's just like they're playing with their food in a sense. They could just all push at once, and that's exactly what they're gonna be doing in here. A few nades. Come on, man, not like this.
What are we doing here? Why are they letting him capture
Messing with
segments?
him. That's
The second segment's about to be captured, and I'm just questioning as to why.
Playing with.
I mean, like five segments were captured. Again, when it comes down to the defensive odds, like get the defensive side by having the more segments being captured. So very questionable as to why Horus Esports allowed Truly to be able to capture 2 segments when Hax was the last alive, and it's a 1v10. But I digress. Into Horus's first hope for offense. And they open up with a lot of operators as well, and Truly just let them have it back with a couple of good gunnies. DDoS with the Hunter-Killer drone is going to try to reprise this assault over towards B. They've lost arc control. Zolf is already in there waiting for more challenges, and Kato will completely unearth him. Plus the nade over the top lands in Hax's lap over by Ring, but still trades come through and Truly maintain presence. Now we're just under a minute, and Truly have all the map control besides all this A push that's starting to happen for Horus, who spawn parallel here.
Annihilated by the hands of Dusher. There's DDoS going for that kill, takes it. Dusher took one with the Annihilator, hit already, just waiting for opponents. Double kill there for Fusion. Spawn trap situation potentially here for Kato. Let's see what he can do. Takes that kill. There it is. Pain could be unfolding soon if they're not careful. That's exactly what Kato is trying to prevent. The one in there is gonna be high. Takes one, goes for 2. Not gonna be possible. Heat gonna say no to that. 17 each. As there's only 30 seconds left, no objective capture just yet. Dusher with a quick scope onto Seiken. Immediately bounces inside of the hill. Has to be cautious. There's 3 people in front of him, but he doesn't know yet. Woo, quick scope. Oh my goodness. What a kill. Onto Fusion. Unfortunately enough, not gonna be just what he needed, but that was nasty.
DDoS on the flank now all the way inside of Laundry. It should call for a certain amount of respect. You can see Hax is starting to turn around and make sure that the flank through Kitchen is not going to be coming all the way through, but DDoS is actually pushing all the way through the backside of basketball court stairs. So one more player over by the wheelbarrow. It's going to be Hax. Hunter-Killer drone going up the stairs. Going to keep these players weak. One more one-shot around the corner. DDoS is on an absolute tear. Has an equalizer should he want to use it as well. But still more kills to have for themselves. Horus Esports now over towards the A control zone. Second segments have been captured. Working on that third. 9v6. Numbers in favor of that for Horus. Truly are trying to put themselves in a position, maybe try to stop this A zone from being captured and hit. Plus, Dusher just lining them all up and knocking them down. 8v4. Horus Esports, I judged you for giving up those 2 segments over at A at the end in a 1v10. It may not even matter because you're about to win this off of kills and take a 2-0 lead in this control.
Put them in a row and let them just hit you with it, because at this point, Truly are struggling like nobody else. Only 2 lives left. That's Seiken, who got destroyed by DDoS. The only alive is Solve, and Kato will handle a business 2 rounds in. And I have to mention the fact that we see 17 kills for Dusher with the Sniper and DDoS with the Fennec. These 2 are doing what they want against Truly, who have everything against them at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, there's gonna be the use of the War Machine at a distance. High even killed themselves somehow, some way. Don't even ask me what's going on at this point, because Truly is just, they're not being themselves.
Save for 2. Answered back in kind. Mio being break off is still not done yet. You still have these reprising gunfights. Somebody's in a position to stop Kato inside of Laundry, trying to play the head glitch, and Zolf just jumps through the window. Excuse me? I mean, he dies, but like Hax is still able to find 2. B-Zone still being captured here by Truly. Third segment looking to be chalked by Horus Esports. Looking to set themselves up in the middle of the map. Maybe try to play for a couple exits here because you already have a life lead.
Oh boy, let's see what happens. There's gonna be quite a few operators available, and the one side of Truly is who needs to use the most off of them. Dusher with the possibility of Annihilator, is patiently waiting to spot somebody. not allowing them to push forward. 2 minutes left. Time still running low. Truly has to be cautious. Spread missile into the air, into the mix. It's gonna land onto high. Should relay some info into DDoS. Oh my god, turns around and hacks. Come on, man. This is wrong. This is just wrong. How did you allow your opponent to do that to you here? They're trying to take him down, but they just can't do it, man. I don't know if he's got 200 HP or it's just that the opponents cannot land their shots. Oh my goodness, Proper. Please make it stop. This hurts to see. Takes the kill onto Fusion. Oh god, truly are definitely getting destroyed at this point.
Yeah, I fear it's true. Over. Oh, it's no GG's. 14v7 operators need to be utilized here for Truly just to keep themselves alive in the control, let alone the series. 12v7. You have operators galore if you are Truly. Equalizer's going to be popped by Hacks. Is only able to go 1-for-1. No respawns remaining. 11v4 now, and it's going to end like this. Oh, Truly, we had such high hopes for you to have a bounce back season, just barely missing Mobile Masters, and now the name of Truly will not even make it to the next stage. Horus Esports will 3-0 Truly in an emphatic fashion here. 3-0 on the raid control. It barely even looked competitive.
It barely did. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it was just mistake after the next one, after the next one. They were just crumbling in a way that it was difficult to see. But Horus did what they had to. They struggled against status quo. They did what they had to against Truly, and they managed to continue in here. Proper. It was just such a surprise to see them be in this scenario. But even with 5, they just couldn't. They just couldn't get back up.
No, not at all. Yeah, just completely just battered, bruised, and then just sent home without winning a single map here on this fine day. Truly going to be probably kicking themselves for a certain amount of time, because not only does this mean that they're missing out on the next stage kill, now they won't even have a chance to potentially make it all the way towards the global finals. Lauren, this was not the outcome that we expected. I expected a 3-0 in the opposite way.
I mean, it's just been a day of surprises, and you know, maybe that's on us for underestimating Horus Esports, right? Like, yeah. Maybe we set the bar too high for Truly because they are obviously a recognizable name in the SPS community. And I mean, Horus Esports was just like, no, we came here to show you why we deserve to be at this stage of the competition, what, you know, Mexico can bring to the table now that they're part of North America. And I love a good, what we thought was an underdog story. Now I want to see what they can do with their gameplay, with a little bit of time to kind of pick apart what happened here today, keep the stuff they like, get rid of what they don't, you know, do that VOD review, and then of course watch the upcoming weeks of the challenge season, because they're still in it now. Now they get to take a little bit of a break, but they're still in the competition and still fighting for one of those spots. So at the end of the day, I feel like this was a wild start to the region, but I'm not mad about it because I don't think Group B is going to get any easier, and we have to, you know, weed out quick right in the beginning. There's not a lot of time for these teams. As we take a look back here at the bracket, you can see that Horus Esports will now move forward in that lower bracket. They will be waiting to play against whoever loses the matchup between Status Quo and Kaya. So that's how that double elimination will work. Whoever wins the match in the upper bracket will be one of the first teams qualified through to challenge finals, but we won't be getting to that stage of the competition just yet. Really exciting day overall. So give me your final thoughts here on what we saw today proper.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was all 3-0s. It all ended rather abruptly. The only thing that we could possibly speculate, the one thing that we knew was going to be correct, was Status Quo coming in and handling business. They looked fantastic. That is a championship caliber roster that got put together to be able to win chips and make it all the way to Worlds, but they're going to be tested by that Kaya Nation team. But I think it says more about the players for Truly, and now it creates an even more interesting conversation, because what I assumed was going to be Truly and Status Quo making it out of Group A is not going to be the case at all. overall, whatever happens through that upper bracket qualification match is going to be an absolute barn burner, whether it's Kaya Nation or whether it's going to be Horus Esports down there in the lower bracket, or hell, I mean, honestly, it could even be one or the other. I don't even know what's even happening in North America anymore. Anything's possible.
I think we're in for two really solid matches. I think whoever drops down and then has to go face off against Horus Esports is in for potentially another barn burner. We're one day down now, Gil, so give me your thoughts on what you saw here today so far.
I mean, I gotta say that in a way I am happy about it all. You know, this was only day number 1, and there were surprises, very, very interesting surprises that we handled. The only not so much was status quo. We talked about it, we speculated, we knew in a sense what was gonna happen there, so there's that. But outside of it, it was just surprising to see that what we could have anticipated to be that second team is no more to be witnessed between these two. I'm intrigued about what potentially may happen between Kaya Nation and Horus if we get there. That's what we are anticipating. So it was nice. It was nice to see it, and that was only once again day 1.
That's why we love the Snapdragon Pro Series so much. It's always keeping us on our toes every single season. But if you guys are looking for what comes next, when's the next play day? Who are we going to be watching? Day 2 of the challenge season. We'll actually be jumping over to Group B. We'll be doing the same thing with Group B that we did today with Group A, where we'll do the 2 upper bracket matches and then the first lower bracket match for whichever of those teams drop down. And we'll be having Nexus up against Hydra to kick off the day, and then Tribe Gaming versus Aura. So what we saw today is going to be just, you know, the very tip of the iceberg for what is about to happen with the rest of NA. We still have some heavy hitters, and you talked about it quite a few times during the broadcast proper. We have some heavy hitters in Group B, so it's not about to get any easier for any of our teams. So you guys need to make sure you're showing up every week of the challenge season, because you never know what is going to happen. We saw it in EU. We saw so many surprises, and we kicked off today with a surprise as well. So if you want to keep up with all of that because you're unable to make a show, or you just want to, you know, kind of keep notes, as I know Brody's probably doing while he is away from us, meticulous notes, follow us on social media, X, Insta, and Facebook. Okay, that way you can get all of your updates related to the Snapdragon Pro Series, and you won't miss a single second of any of that action. Or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series. You can join our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and of course, make sure you get all of those updates, because Group B is going to be just as exciting. But that means the Group A is now officially halfway done. They'll get a little bit of a bye week, because next week on July 13th, we'll be kicking off that Group B side of things, which means also no spots have been claimed yet in our challenge finals, but the teams that have survived today are just that bit closer to making their way there. Obviously, a huge thank you to our casters for helping us do a phenomenal job here today, and a huge thank you to our lovely partners, Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy, Monster Energy, DHL, and the US Air Force for helping us make this whole thing possible. And finally, thank you to all of you at home for watching. We'll see you next week.